Welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show. I'm your play-by-play broadcaster and host, Carl Schoening. Joining me today on the broadcast are Kelly Duvall and Doppler Dave England, and we have a fun one for you tonight. It's the 3-1 Georgetown Eagles taking on the 2-1 Hendrickson Hawks. Gentlemen, Georgetown getting to be known as the comeback kids, come back from down 26-0 last week against the Manor Mustangs. This week they take on the Hendrickson Hawks, who are arguably coming into this season, coming into this game, one of their top toughest opponents of the season. What do we got on the slate tonight? How are y'all feeling about it?
Well, in the interview that you'll see in just a little while with Coach Griffin, he mentions how Georgetown needs to start a little bit faster. And Hendrickson, although they got blown out by Cedar Park, much like we did, Hendrickson started pretty well against Cedar Park. So we're going to have to come out tonight a little bit faster than we have in the other games this season.
Absolutely. Starting early is the key. A lot more intensity at the beginning of the game will set us up for success, and we won't have to have those big comebacks. Let's have a comeback in the first half on this game.
Exactly. That's something that Coach mentioned on our weekly coaches show at George's on the Town every Wednesday at 6 o'clock if you want to come on out and catch that show, except this upcoming Wednesday, not on bye weeks. But starting fast, playing all four quarters, not falling behind, and having to make a comeback will be sort of a big thing to watch tonight. But obviously the Eagles will make adjustments as they come on. Pregame getting rolling here. We're happy you guys joined us. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 o'clock. Next on the pregame show, just about to get started now, is an interview with Hendrickson Hawks head coach Chip Killian.
We welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show head coach of the Hendrickson Hawks, Coach Chip Killian. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, absolutely. Glad to be here.
So, Coach, up to this point in the season, got some games under your belt now. Give us your thoughts on your team to this point.
Oh, we're still young in the season, so I think we're struggling with some of the other stuff after having that kind of impromptu bye week a couple of weeks ago. So we're still working on consistency and getting guys used to playing on Thursday, Friday night varsity games instead of playing JV games. So, that's kind of where we are. We still shooting ourselves in the foot a lot. And so we're just trying to get better each day and improve each week.
So with the change in districts this year, with you guys dropping down to 5A, it's a very competitive District 11 5A Division I district. Talk a little bit about the district.
Well, we especially at realignment when everybody talked about dropping down this, dropping down that. This district's no different than the 6A district we came from. It may be a little bit tougher just because of the quality of the teams from top to bottom because there are no off weeks in the district, and you got high quality teams that have won state championships, teams that have played for a state championship, a couple other teams that have dropped down, teams that have gone a long way in 5A. And so, it's just a real competitive district. Our roster is a 5A roster now. So, it's not like the big bad 6As are dropping down and going to run roughshod over 5As. The real difference between 6A and 5A is nothing more than the depth. the quality of the athlete is very much there. So, our roster matches a 5A roster. And so, we expect each week to be competitive. And, it's proven that. I think the district's played 12 games, and 10 of them have been within 13 points. So just shows for the quality of the district.
Well, and last week y'all had a tough loss against an incredibly good Cedar Park football team, and everybody expected them to be good. Georgetown got whipped by them the week before that. So how do you keep a game like that from beating you twice?
Well, that's a great way to put it. We talk about that, that all the time. Don't let the same team beat you twice. And, we've got a 24-hour rule. And so, after 24 hours, when we came back in up here on Friday morning, the sun came up and everybody was still breathing. So, it was one football game and what we hope to be a long football season. And, I think Coach Griffin will tell you the same thing after their encounter with Cedar Park. They just, in it for a little bit, and then, you stub your toe a couple times, and all of a sudden you look at the scoreboard and you're down pretty good. Cedar Park does a great job of putting their foot on the gas when they got you down a little bit. And sometimes, it's just too big a deal to overcome. So, we just move on to, like, I think it was Belichick said a few years ago, we're on to Cincinnati, and you move on to the next game, and, the next game's the biggest game.
Well, and this pregame show is for the game tonight between our Eagles and your Hawks. What are you looking for out of Georgetown?
Oh, Georgetown's just probably, with the exception of Cedar Park, the most rounded football team I've seen in the district. They're good at each unit, and that's what you expect out of Georgetown. Coach Griffin and his staff do a great job, and so they're going to be extremely solid and talented and well coached in everything: offense, defense, special teams. The thing that stands out the most to me is just, they've been down in a couple of games and they just keep grinding it out and stay positive on the sideline. Love to watch their sideline work through the course of a game with the players. And that's what you've come to expect from Georgetown. And, we don't expect anything less tonight.
Well, Coach, we are looking forward to a great football game tonight. Best of luck to you. Not too much luck. Of course, it's a homer broadcast for Georgetown.
Oh, no doubt.
But best of luck. Hope all your players stay safe and healthy and your staff stay safe and healthy. And we really appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Hey, absolutely. Really enjoy what you guys do. I've watched a couple of your broadcasts with Georgetown. Y'all do a great job.
Well, thank you, Coach. We appreciate that. Folks, that's Coach Killian from the Hendrickson Hawks. And kickoff is right around the corner. Stay around for more of our pregame show. This is the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show.
Second tip. A big thanks to Chip Killian for his pregame interview with Kelly Duvall. I'm Carl Schoening. Welcome back to the Eagles pregame show here on SHN Sports. And Doppler Dave, you're known as Doppler Dave because you keep an eye on the weather. It's always important. What do you have on the slate for this evening?
Well, as you know, guys, we've had a really nice football cold front blow through at lunchtime today. We've had a few showers this afternoon, but it looks like it's going to clear out, and it's going to be cold and windy. So grab your Georgetown Georgette blankets that they're selling right now and come on out. It's going to be, with a high of 79 degrees today, it's going to drop to 60 degrees at game time right now and then dropping down to 56 degrees at the end of the game. The wind will be blowing at 17 miles an hour out of the north from left to right on your screen as you're watching right now. And let's hope that doesn't cause Carson Sauceda any problems tonight. I don't believe it will. And let's hope we can fire up that running game, keep the ball on the ground, like had some really good runs last week against Manor. So.
Yeah, the run game will be key for the Eagles as they really did have a solid run game set up. And if you happen to notice, we have a lot of awesome, great pictures that we share here on the Georgetown Eagle pregame show and throughout the general Georgetown football season. Kelly, I understand the Bearded Wonder just does a whole lot of wonders for not only this SHN pregame show, but the Georgetown Eagles as a football team.
We had an interview with him in one of our shows during one of the games, and his first name's Jared, but the only way you'll find him is to search the Bearded Wonder. He's on Twitter, he's on Facebook, and he does a ton of stuff for the student athletes. He does photography as a business, but the photos that he has shared with us and that he shares with the football boosters and the team and the Georgettes and the cheerleaders, all those photos he donates his time and really does a phenomenal job. So we encourage, we thank him so much for allowing us to use his work because he does phenomenal work and it helps make our show and our product just phenomenal with the pictures. So if you guys have the opportunity and you're looking for a photographer, search for him. His website is I believe it's beardedwonder.org. And you can search, if you search Bearded Wonder on Georgetown on Twitter, you can find his Twitter page and see some of his work. But we really appreciate Jared and him allowing us to use his stuff.
Yeah, a great member of the Georgetown Eagle football community. Love his pictures. They're great shots. He's out there on the sidelines every game getting those pictures for the fans and the students alike. Well, we mentioned the running game being a big deal, and last week a transfer from Oregon who originally had his UIL hardship waiver denied got approved for his first game against the Manor Mustangs, and he came out with a bang. Now joining us on the Georgetown Eagle pregame show, running back for your Eagles, Nate Denny.
We welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show, number 30, Nate Denny, running back. Nate's a senior and new to Georgetown. Nate, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So your first game with the Eagles, I know we're several weeks into the season, but you finally got cleared through the UIL and got your first time toting the ball and for Georgetown. Talk about the game on Friday. You had a great game.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just great to be out there. Pretty painful having to sit on the sideline and just watch the guys for 3 weeks, but I was just grateful to be on the field, and a couple things went my way, and yeah, I had a pretty good game. I just did my job.
So you've got multiple offers, but you're a Yale commit, right?
Yes, sir.
What attracted you to Yale besides the very obvious with an Ivy League school?
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah, the academics were a big thing for me. The relationship I have with the OC, the head coach, and the running back coach are really tight. They have a great strength program that really fits me, and I think that was my best opportunity through all my offers.
Well, you are from Bend, Oregon, for the folks that are watching that don't know all the details, but moved here this past summer and playing football in Central Texas now. So any difference at all between football in Bend, Oregon and Texas high school football?
Yeah, the teams are about double the size, both in per person and as a team for numbers. But yeah, it's a lot more spread offense here. And, you know, you see a lot more guys with college offers team to team. But besides that, I mean, I play the same Oregon, Texas, or wherever I'm at. So, yeah, that's about it.
Well, it's fun watching you run the football because you run hard, have great vision. What challenges did Maynard give to you that you were able to overcome?
Yeah. Well, obviously we started pretty slow first half. So, honestly, just getting our own spirits up, that was just a challenge in itself to get over. But yeah, their defense was fast. They were physical. Once we started getting our tempo up, I think the run holes started to open up, and we stayed disciplined. And I think that's what ultimately made us win the ball game. But yeah, they were fast and physical. They were a good ball team.
Any nerves trotting out on the field for the first time?
No, I've been through it all, Coach. I had it.
Well, that's great. So we've got a Hendrickson team coming up, Hendrickson Hawks this Friday. What are you looking for out of those guys?
Yeah, I think we're more focused on ourselves. I think we need to just play well in the first half. I think, observing, I get to see a lot of things that players don't, and I think we just need to keep our spirits up in the first half and have a lot of energy. And I think if we just stay disciplined throughout the whole game instead of just the second half, I think we'll be okay.
Well, Nate, since you're new to the program, anytime we interview any of the players, we ask if they've got any shout-outs. So you got any shout-outs?
Yes, sir. I'd like to shout out my grandma Mary and my papa Ken. They're great supporters.
Well, good. Let them know this will be playing 6:30 p.m. Friday before the 7 o'clock kickoff.
Sounds good.
They can see their grandson's face. I'm sure they'll be excited about that.
Yes, sir.
Well, Nate, thanks for joining us, and best of luck Friday.
Thank you so much.
Folks, stay with us here on the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show. We'll be right back.
Big thanks again to Nate Denny for his pregame availability before the Eagles take on the Hendrickson Hawks. Kelly also had a chance to catch up with head coach of your Georgetown Eagles, Chuck Griffin. Here's that interview.
Folks, we want to welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show head coach Chuck Griffin. Coach, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks, Kelly. Glad to be here.
So, heck of a game. Boy, that's another one take a couple of years off a fella's life, but good.
Why my beard is so gray.
Good Texas high school football game. Talk a little bit about that game against Manor.
You know, Manor is a young football team, extremely athletic, and just have a new coaching staff. And man, they kind of put it to us early on. And I think we were a little bit surprised by their speed at running back especially. And we had a couple guys out for the first half, and just some things we had to take care of. And second half was just a different story. Defense came in and pitched a shutout. Offense kind of got cracking a little bit. We were able to put some points on the board and pull out a win. It was we had Nate Denny for the first time. Nate's a move-in that came to us, and we had to take care of some UA stuff. But he had obviously had a really big night for us. Over 300 all-purpose yards on the night. Ryan Eady played really well at running back too. It's amazing that competition just makes everybody kind of play a little bit better. And Ryan stepped up and did really well, finished some drives for us, and. Brandon Bradford, again, just been probably our most solid guy, offensive performer all year, had a really big night again. Didn't have a ton of yards, but put some points on the board and had a couple of really big catches for us.
Yeah, he had some really game-changing catches for you.
Yeah, he did.
And so talk a little bit about you've got a pretty good problem in your running backs. You got 3 really solid quality running backs.
Yeah, we do. And I think we're trying to take the Alabama approach a little bit. Yeah, if you look at them over their history, the last few years, they've got 2 or 3 really good ones, and they all play. And thing about it is you've always got somebody with fresh legs in there, and that's a big deal. That's kind of what happened against Manor. They had one, and he rushed for 200 yards the first half. He was done. He was tired. I don't think that was our secret. That was not our secret plan to let that happen, but that's kind of the way it worked out. We just got some guys that can all play and all have a little bit different, unique talents, and we expect them all to continue to play well.
What adjustments did you have to make because of Manor's speed?
We had to come out and play a little bit different defense in the second half, and we had a personnel issue. We had somebody that had have a suspension in the first half. So they were out, so that changed what we were doing defensively. We were able to come back second half, kind of play what we wanted to play, and get people in the right position, and worked out well for us.
So you mentioned several of your players. Who else were your top performers Friday night?
Defensively, Emmanuel Obina played well again. Nick Grasso probably was the biggest surprise. He played well the week before, but, man, he really stepped up and made some big plays defensively. And just a second start was actually our defensive player of the game and our House of Pain player of the game. So he had a really big night. Our kickoff return team did well. Part of that was Nate being back there, but also they've been close a couple of nights. And just being able to have some guys that continue to block well and somebody back there that returns it like he does, it worked out really well.
So you've got a Hendrickson team coming up. Just came off of a pretty tough loss against a very talented Cedar Park team. What are you looking for out of Hendrickson?
Hendrickson is built a lot like Manor from an athletic standpoint, from an athlete standpoint. Very well coached. Coach Killian does a really good job with those guys. Been there a long time, and then they're just really solid all the way around. So we've got our work cut out for us. They went toe-to-toe with Cedar Park for a little while. I know the game kind of got out of hand. It was a little bit opposite. Theirs got out of hand at the end, but they went toe-to-toe for a little while. So we're going to start well this week. That's been a point of emphasis this week for our kids. Just starting well, starting fast, having some high energy at the beginning. So we're going to have to do that. And then they got kind of a 2-quarterback system. They got Jordan Oldorp, who kind of grew up here and played here for a while, and he's their passer. And they've got another quarterback that comes in and runs football a little bit. They're big up front, fast up front on both sides of the football. And they've got a couple of stingers out on the edge. So we got to create a few things schematically, to stop that, and then we got to go out and perform well.
Well, it'll be interesting. We're excited about the game this Friday, another home game for the Eagles. So we always love being at home on Birkelbach Field.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time to join us, folks. Head coach Chuck Griffin of your Georgetown Eagles. Stay with us. Pregame show continues in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Kelly.
That was the head coach of your Georgetown Eagles, Chuck Griffin. Welcome back to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show. I'm Carl Schoening, joined by David England and Kelly Duvall. Kickoff is coming up soon here on SHN Sports, but we have to get into our final thoughts and keys to the game. Dave, why don't you start us off?
Well, I think the biggest key is run the ball tonight with the wind and the cold weather. You've got your veteran Ryan Eady, an amazing, talented, shifty running back, 7 to 10 yards a carry, if not a touchdown every time. And then you've got an incredibly talented Devin Ross, powerful runner, good runner, and he finds those running lanes. And then what can you say? You got a third string, a Yale commit, Nate Denny with 300+ all-purpose yards last year. I mean, if they can't run the wishbone, they run 2 run-back set like Kelly we were talking about earlier before the show. And then you've got a mobile quarterback. So we can just run wild and that chews the clock and keeps maybe a potentially talented, athletically talented Hendrickson squad coming down from 6A off the field. And if you don't let them get on the field, they don't have a chance to score.
Yeah, and last week we also saw a lot of receivers go in motion to have end-around opportunities or option plays. So keeping the ball on the ground seems to be something that the Eagles have been working on in their playbook here in the last couple of weeks. Kelly, what do you think are keys for the Eagles?
I agree with Dave. Running the ball is going to be key, and starting early and being able to run that ball so the offensive line, Connor Heffernan and the rest of I call them the buffet killers up front, if they can move that Hendrickson line off the ball and we can set up that run, because if we've got Ryan Eady in the backfield, if we've got Nate Denny, whoever's back there, you also have to remember that we have a quarterback that if he tucks the ball and runs, is running the ball like a running back. Yeah. So we have a stable of runners, but some very talented receivers. And if we can run that, then that's going to open up that short passing game across the middle, on the edges, because Hendrickson's linebackers will have to suck up and stop that run. But also on defense, that young defensive line that we have is going to have to get after the quarterback and keep him off his game, not let him stay in the pocket and get comfortable to throw the ball, but keep him contained with everybody taking care of their assignments, rushing up the field, basically breaking that wedge down where he can't escape on the edges and find some of his receivers. So it should be a pretty evenly matched game tonight. And I think it's basically going to boil down to who makes the fewest mistakes. We've had some issues in a couple of the games with penalties, the pre-snap penalties after the whistles. And, it's not the penalties that happen because you're playing hard that frustrate coaches. It's those pre-snap penalties and after the whistle blows, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties and things like that. So if we can eliminate those and put the burden on Hendrickson, keep their offense off the field, and the defense really get after that Hendrickson quarterback, then I think Georgetown can win this football game tonight.
And I think the main key for the Georgetown Eagles is that their defense starts off strong. They've had 7 quarters this season where they've held opponents to 0 points, but they've also had quarters where maybe they didn't quite know what they were going to do right away on offense and gave up some points early on. So instead of having to play from behind, I think the Eagles would really like to start off with the lead, start off strong, and then finish strong. Play 4 quarters, as Coach Griffin called it early on. So, like I said, 7 scoreless quarters for opponents against the Eagles this season. Georgetown probably wants to try and add 4 more this week. Obviously, that's a little bit harder, easier said than done, but the Eagles will go ahead and do what they can to try and add on to that scoreless quarter opponent total. Well, I'm Carl Schoening, David England, and Kelly Duvall joining me on the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle pregame show, and kickoff coming up soon. Let's get to the starting lineups for these 2 teams.
Here's tonight's starting lineup for the visiting Hendrickson Hawks. On offense, left tackle, number 67, Levi Edwards, a senior. Left guard, 74, Deontay Bowie, senior. The center, number 66, Garrett Winnick, senior. Right guard, Jurgen Lord. Right tackle, number 70, Hunter Hardesty, Jr. Wide receiver, number 4, Oris Wynn, Sr. Wide receiver, number 2, Jaden Williams, Sr. The H-back, number 88, Bix Bradley, Sr. The S-back, number 11, Xavier Lucio, Sr. Running back, number 5, Josiah Demps, a Senior. And quarterback, number 7, Jordan Oldorp, a Senior. On defense for the Hawks, defensive end, number 39, Nate Johnson, Sr. Defensive tackle, number 42, Jordan Smith, Sr. Defensive tackle, number 50, Deontay Boone, Sr. Defensive end, number 45, Aiden Keith, Sr. The nickelback, number 3, Gabe Gutierrez, Sr. The middle linebacker, number 44, Ethan Bell, Jr. The weak side linebacker, Joshua Alvarado, number 28, a Senior. Cornerbacks are number 15, Trayvon Pete, a Senior, and number 30, Tyrayon Holloman, Jr. The strong safety is number 9, Brennan Dees, Sr. The free safety, number 22, Kyler Mahoney, Jr. And that's the starting lineup for the Hendrickson Hawks. And now, the starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles. On the offense for the Eagles tonight, at right tackle, number 56, Senior Josh Palmer. At right guard, number 54, Brian Hargrove, Senior. At center, number 58, Senior Jacob Estrada. At left guard, number 79, Trey Flores, Senior. At left tackle, number 50, Senior Connor Heffernan. The tight end and H-back is number 80, Jake McCown, Senior. The wide receivers are number 27, Jacob Trussell, a sophomore, and number 3, Brandon Bradford, a senior. The slot receivers are number 88, Cade Lachlan, a senior, and number 4, senior Tyler Fithian. The running back, number 23, Ryan Eady, a senior. And at quarterback for the Eagles, number 8, junior Darson Herman. And on defense for the Eagles, the nose tackle is number 51, Hector Montoya, a senior. Defensive end, A.J. Bradshaw is a junior. At bandit, number 48, Colton Washington, senior. The Mike linebacker, number 7, Noah Maidlow, senior. The Sam linebacker is number 33, Hunter Springer, senior. The Will linebacker, number 31, Emmanuel Obina, senior. The safeties are number 18, Trent McConnell, a junior, and number 20, Saul De La Rosa, a senior. The nickelback, number 41, Aiden Valencia, senior. And at the corners, number 13, Aaron Bazell, a senior, and number 6, senior Nick Grasso. On special teams tonight for your Eagles, the punter and punt returner is number 88, Cade Lachlan, a senior. Kicker is number 37, Carson Sauceda, a junior. The deep snapper is number 36, Rex Lee, Jr. And the holder, number 9, Cord Sparkman, a senior. And that's the starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles.
Thanks for joining us on the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show. Welcome to Birkelbach Field as we are ready to get rolling here between the Georgetown Eagles and the Hendrickson Hawks. I appreciate you guys tuning into our pregame show. We cut it back to live action a little early just to make sure that we had the coin toss handled here as the Eagles and the Hawks about to decide who gets the ball first. I'm Carl Schoening along with Kelly Duvall. Happy you guys tuned in for this broadcast of SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle football. And Kelly, as we see the captains meeting down there, it's going to be a fun one tonight between two of the best teams in this district.
I'm excited for this game, Carl, and I got to talk to both coaches, like if you were watching the pregame show, you saw the interview with both coaches. They both are excited about this game. On paper, this should be a pretty close game, and I think one of the deciding factors tonight are those flags pointing due north on the flag or due south on the flagpole, because the wind is absolutely kicking, and I am glad we are in this booth.
It is cold outside, as you probably heard Doppler Dave say out there on the pregame show. I think kickoff is going to be a little closer to the 50s for the first time. And, it's just one of those situations where you have to play with the elements. This is an outdoor sport where you're always dealing with whatever the world may throw at you, short of lightning, which they obviously stop at that particular point. But here we are. We are a few moments away from the start of the broadcast. We have, I believe, the ROTC coming out for the national anthem here. We're going to pause for the national anthem here on SHN Sports.
From Liberty Battalion, present the colors for tonight's game. On the national flag, Cadet Commander Martin. On the Texas flag, Cadet Petty Officer Ortiz. Left rifle, Cadet Petty Officer Ellis. Right rifle, Cadet Petty Officer Remley. And now the singing of our national anthem, sung by senior members of the Georgetown High School Choir, Miss Sammy Bautista and Miss Graceland Odell.
A nicely done rendition of the national anthem as we are moments away from kickoff here at Birkelbach Field. And I'm Carl Schoening along with Kelly Duvall. And Kelly, we talked about it in the pregame, but Coach wanted to make sure that his team started off fast tonight, and he doesn't want them to fall behind as they have in previous games that they've come up victorious. And if I saw the coin toss correctly, the Eagles will be receiving the opening kick.
I believe so, and they have gotten off to slow starts. I think that's one of the things that they really worked on this week. With the running backs that Georgetown has, Ryan Eady, and now the addition of Nate Denny, along with the whole passel of other running backs they've had, you would expect with this win that they're going to try to run the football. And they need to run the football. Both teams are going to have some ball control and keep the other offense off the field, because both these teams are capable of putting a lot of points up.
Yeah, and I could definitely see it turn into a ground game for both teams this evening as the wind is fairly strong. It's not really pushing the American flag too much. I think the American flag might have gotten tangled up a little bit,
but
the Texas flag is being pushed out, and the Georgetown Eagles are about to receive the opening kickoff between the Hendrickson Hawks and from the Hendrickson Hawks. And as the Eagles take the field, you might notice that they have a really nice-looking blackout uniform tonight, part of this evening's blackout. Our officials, the referee Mike Kelly, the umpire Jerry Barrett, the headlinesman Fred Osuna, the line judge Dan Morgan, the side judge Byron Gumban, the field judge Tony Miller, the back judge Ricky Williams, not that Ricky Williams I don't think, game clock timer Abel Gutierrez, the 40-25 timer Pamela Williams. Eagles all set. Actually, I beg your pardon, they are not quite set as back deep, figuring out where they will be.
Could be some issues tonight with that ball coming off the tee, getting blown by the wind.
Nate Denny and Brandon Bradford waiting, and as you said, the ball comes off of the tee. Ball to be kicked away by Kalon Jones. He gets the hold and sends a booming kick to the end zone and goes out for no return as Bradford just watched sail over his head. And as we get started here, the first quarter, the Eagles will have a touchback.
That wind is definitely going to be a factor in the kicking game. Of course, both teams are going to try to throw the ball some. I would predict there'll be short passes into the wind. But the kicking game is really going to be affected, especially when these teams are going north on this field, which is our right to left.
Field camera's a little glitchy, but hopefully we can catch up with Cole Smith and David England down on the sidelines. Eagles start off in a huddle, and they break it as it'll be Darson Herman with Ryan Eady in the backfield, and a design run here for, actually that's Nate Denny. Denny on the Wildcat. Man, we thought that they were going to start off on the ground game. They put the running back in to take the direct snap. He picks up 5.
Yeah, I think Darson was split out to the right side then. It confused us, but the defense did a pretty good job of keeping it to 5-yard gain.
Now there's a jumbo set in the backfield for Herman. Darson will just hand this one off to Denny, and Denny gets across the 30, 35, 40, down the left sideline, across midfield, stays on his feet across the 40. No man to beat at the 20, but he's tackled from behind inside the 15-yard line. And, man, I think he got a generous spot inside the 10 as well. Let's see where they officially mark this, but they're already in the Smoothie King red zone after picking up the borrow from Morrow first down.
Cade Lachlan, number 88, did a great job out on the edge, pushing his block, keeping that corner from being able to stop Denny for less of a gain, but what a great play.
It's Edie in the backfield who's moved over to the right. Herman in the shotgun. 2 receivers on both sides. Here on the end around, getting the pitch, it was Bradford, and that play sniffed out by the Hawks, and it'll be a tackle for a loss to the 15.
Nice job by Deontay Boone staying at home and not getting tricked by the misdirection there, able to bring the runner down for a loss. So they did a good job of doing what they are supposed to do and containing that sweep from coming the other way, that reverse.
2nd and 13. Herman has the ball at the 15-yard line in the shotgun, 2 men in the backfield with him, and it's a handoff to his tailback, Edie, and he's met in the trenches, only picks up about a yard.
No, that was actually Denny again on the run, but you see how they've set up. Hendrickson runs a 4-3 defense, so running against that defense is your offensive line has to move people off that ball since they've generally got 6 to 7 guys in the box to stop the run.
Fithian and Dickman on the left side. Denny clears out of the backfield for Herman, who drops back on 3rd and 12. He fires it in the end zone, and Fithian couldn't quite come up with the back shoulder fade, and that brings up 4th down. And I think Carson Salceda is within his range, and it will be a field goal unit coming out here.
Well, this is going to be interesting to see this kick because he's going to be kicking it right into the teeth. And I'm wondering if Darson put a little more on that football than he needed to just because of that wind, trying to account for it.
Salceda gets the hold, and the kick is distance good and through the uprights good. Accuracy puts the Georgetown Eagles up 3-0. As we said, we've called them the comeback kids, and it seems like today the Eagles don't need to start the comeback at all as they take an early lead, and they hope it stays this way.
Well, it's a good first drive, and you want points on the board. You'd like the touchdown, but you'll take those 3 points. And on that kick, boy, you could really see when that ball got to its height, it just died. And I don't think there'll be many kicked any farther than that tonight going that direction.
The Eagle Booster Club drive recap. The Eagles had a big explosive play from Nate Denny that flipped the field and got them from the 30 all the way down to the 10, and a few plays on that ensuing drive in the Smoothie King red zone led to the field goal as Carson Salceda kicked it through, and now 10:03 left to play in the opening quarter. The Georgetown Eagles will be sending the ball to the Hendrickson Hawks.
The Eagle defense now, we're going to see what adjustments they made and see if they too can get off to a quick start and getting these guys 3 and out maybe, because the defense has struggled early in the games as well.
Jaden Williams and Xavier Lucio will be the ones who receive this kick from Salceda, as he only takes a 2-yard charge. Gets a lot of leg into that one. It'll be taken by Lucio at the 25-yard line. He goes backwards and makes a man miss, but then only gets across the 25 to about the 27 before he is brought down. And the Eagles do a good job on the coverage despite the wind, making sure that ball didn't go too far.
Aiden Valencia did a good job of getting down there and slowing the ball carrier down until his friends could get there to help him out.
Jordan Oldorf, who is a former Georgetown Eagle, is the quarterback for Hendrickson. The tailback is Josiah Demps. So Demps lined up to the right. 2 receivers on the right side, tight end on the left. It'll be a play action and a pass incomplete out of the hands of Jaden Williams. And that would have been a first down a little bit more if the pass was just a little more accurate.
The ball was a little bit behind the wide receiver, but going across the middle takes a little bit of courage because you got to hear those footsteps.
No huddle offense, but still waiting for instructions from the sidelines is Oldorp. He's in the shotgun, a pistol look here. As a man goes in motion, it'll be a handoff, and getting through the trenches and then being met by the linebackers is the running back. Only picking up a few yards is Demps, and that brings up 3rd down.
You hate to say this early in the game, but based on the trends in the previous few games with the slow starts, this is a big 3rd down for the Georgetown defense right now. If they can get Hendrickson off the field 3 and out, that'll be a huge boost for this defense.
3rd and 6 here for the Hawks. Play action, and the pass was deflected, and I think getting his hand on it for the Eagles. A nice jump in the air from Hunter Springer, and that brings up 4th down, and that deflection saved the 1st down.
That deflection also saved the receiver from meeting Saul De La Rosa for the first time tonight, because Saul had a bead on him.
Cade Lachlan back deep to receive. 9:15 left to play in the opening quarter. The Eagles about to get the ball back, leading 3-0 here. The ball will be punted away by Lucio, who is also the backup quarterback. And it's a wobbly one taken by Lachlan at the 30. He tries down the right sideline, makes a man miss at the 45, and then he's tackled at midfield. And that is starting in plus territory for the Eagles.
Well, they hit the punter, so it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and that's actually going to give Hendrickson a 1st down.
Well, that does seem to be the area of the flag I didn't quite catch, and that's unfortunate. Well, that's unfortunate for the Eagles as Hendrickson gets new life in this offensive series, and a good return from Lachlan goes awry, and right around where Lachlan would have returned it to is where this penalty takes the Hendrickson Hawks at their own 46-yard line. 9:02 left to play in the 1st quarter.
Well, you hate to see a penalty like that on that punt, but those guys were going after that punt. They almost got there, just couldn't get a hand on the football, and unfortunately roughed the punter.
Carcamo and Williams out to the right. It's Demps in the pistol behind Oldorp. A pass out to the right side. Carcamo gets it on the screen, gets across midfield, and balls is blocked out of bounds to the 45 in the Eagle territory. And that's a gain of 9 yards on the play.
As you said, Oldorp used to be here at Georgetown, so there's got to be a little nerves. He wants to perform well, so that's a good throw to get him some confidence.
They want to tempo the Eagles here. Another quick screen out to the left side. Lucia catches it, and he is tripped up as he gets to the 40-yard line, but a 1st down picked up by the Hawks.
Good open field tackle by De La Rosa out there, number 20, to keep that from being a really, really big gain. It's a 1st down, but if he gets past Saul, there's nobody else waiting on him.
Clock still moving here at 8:25 left to play in the opening quarter. Hawks trying to answer back to a opening score field goal by the Eagles on 1st and 10 from the 40. It's a designed quarterback draw, I believe, or at least Oldorf went through his progressions, decided to tuck it and run, but only got back to the line of scrimmage and was able to fall for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, Colton Washington was able to wrap him up right in the middle and stop him right where he was at. Just a gain of a yard, but the Oldorf didn't have any place to go with the ball. The defensive backs did a great job on coverage. One of those could have been a coverage sack, but he gained a yard.
2 receivers stacked on both sides on 2nd and 9. It's a handoff to Dimps, and he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage, falls to the 36-yard line, and a gain of 3 on the handoff. But we see that kind of set up for a screen on either side. Oldorf is probably going to have that option all night, and I don't think that they're going to have too many deep passes down the field, considering the wind they're playing with the behind them right now.
Well, and with that kind of offense, Oldorf can throw that a lot, but it'll be a bend don't break kind of defense. But this is again another big 3rd down, and with that wind at their back, I would imagine they'll have to stop them twice.
Williams goes in motion, and he gets it on the end around, tries to turn the corner, and he ducks his shoulder forward as he fades one defender, gets across the 30, picks up the 1st down, and marches his way down the field. A new set of downs here for the Hendrickson Hawks on a drive that had a roughing the punter take away the Eagles score.
3 different Eagles had a shot at him and couldn't bring him down. Shifty little runner out there from the edge. Small guy, but fast. I think that was Jaden Williams, is that right?
Correct, yeah. Jaden Williams, who is lining up mostly as a receiver, is also back deep to receive the kickoffs, and it's trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. 1st and 10, a Lucia pass in the backfield for a double pass into the end zone, and a touchdown for the Hendrickson Hawks, as Williams, who we just mentioned, caught that on the double pass, a trick play, puts Hendrickson up 6-3 with 6:23 left to play in the 1st quarter.
It was a lateral that, from Nick Grasso's perspective, probably looked like a pass, and as soon as Oldorf let that ball go, Nick Grasso broke off of his coverage and went after the ball carrier, who pulled up and hit a wide open receiver.
The ensuing point after attempt from Kalen Jones. Jones has the wind to his back and sends that one through the uprights and good. And the Hendrickson Hawks take the lead. 7-3 your score here in the 1st quarter. The Eagles had a short-lived lead. We'll be back with more on SHN Sports. This broadcast on SHN Sports is brought to you in part by our bank. You belong here. We take the time to listen to you and your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will help you achieve those goals. These broadcasts on SHN Sports are made possible by advertisers like these. If you would like to promote your business while also making an impact in the community, email Carl at shnsports.com for more information about advertising opportunities. Eagles waiting for the kickoff after Hendrickson marches down the field. A drive that got new life after what looked to be I believe a 3-and-out. A roughing the punter will go ahead and bring us back to the score that Hendrickson was able to march down the field on afterwards. And that's what we talked about in the pregame. Those penalties come back to bite you.
Yeah, and the issue primarily has been the pre-snap penalties and the after-the-whistle penalties that have really killed Georgetown in the past. That's an aggression penalty. That's guys playing hard. You don't want those, but those are a little more tolerable.
Bradford and Edie back deep to receive this kick, and it will bounce to Edie at the 10. He'll take to the right hash mark, tries to angle his way across midfield, stays on his feet across the 35 before he is brought down at the 36-yard line, and that's where Georgetown will start their 2nd drive of the game.
That was Denny again.
I beg your pardon. 23 and 30 look a lot alike. And Nate Denny goes ahead and takes it for the return.
Well, we'll see if Georgetown can get that offense rolling again and put the ball in the end zone. They had a good drive going, just got stalled down there at the end. So
Yeah, the last drive kept alive by a huge Nate Denny run. Edie clears out of the backfield for Herman, who throws a pass to Bradford, and Bradford is swallowed up as he actually loses a yard on the play to the 35-yard line.
Well, and that Hendrickson did a good job there. That play's kind of hard to run against that 4-3 defense because you've got so many guys around the ball when it's snapped.
Bell on the tackle. Second down.
On 2nd and 11, a quick pass out. This time Bradford catches it for a gain as he's lassoed down to the turf at the 44-yard line. And that is close, but not quite a first down. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Georgetown really needs to convert this so they can get over that hump. And I know we've talked about it a lot, but there seems to be some confusion. Plenty of time on the play clock, so.
3rd and 2, and it will be Denny in the shotgun again on the fake handoff to Bradford. He takes it around left in, tries to turn the corner at the 40, and he's able to pick up the borrow from Morrow first down. Really close, but he is at the yard to gain at the 47-yard line. Eagles in their own territory, still get a new set of downs.
Nice job by Denny of running that ball and getting it up the field a little bit. He is just a strong, strong runner.
Herman in the shotgun with Denny behind him. And whistles come in, a flag on the play with 5:08 left to play in the first quarter. Let's see what this is about.
Defense came into the neutral zone and made contact.
Offside, contact, number 42 to defense. 5-yard penalty, no first down.
That helps the Eagles out by moving them forward 5 yards down the field and not losing it down. So 1st and 5 coming up now for Georgetown as they get across midfield into Hendrickson territory. Fithian goes in motion right to left. And now Bradford will go in motion. This tends to be an option style play. Instead, it'll be a handoff to Denny. Denny finds his space through the trenches on the right side. Gets across the 35 to the 30, down to the 20. Stays on the right sideline. Inside the 10, he's brought down. And the Georgetown Eagles pick up the borrow for Morrow first down and get into the Smoothie King red zone.
Sure is fun to watch that young man run the football. The Yale commit, 2nd game since he's been cleared since they moved in from Bend, Oregon. So he's fun to watch.
He is indeed. The clock stops at 4:57 to move the chains. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line for the Eagles. Last time they came out with a field goal. They're looking for the end zone this time. Handoff to Denny. Denny gets up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
Nice play, just right at this Hendrickson defense. And one guy got a hand on him but couldn't bring him down. So, Eagles put it in the end zone.
Eagles start this drive on the Georgetown Eagle Booster Club recap from the 36. They take it all the way down, a lot thanks to Nate Denny, and the Eagles will go ahead and add on 7 more as Carson Salceda sends through the extra point, and we have a barn burner on our hands. 3 possessions, 3 scores, 4:51 left to play in the opening quarter. It's your Georgetown Eagles up 10-7. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Put the best ones
We're
on
back here at Birkelbach Field. It's 4:51 left to play in the first quarter. Georgetown takes the lead on the Nate Denny touchdown from 7 yards out. We'll go ahead and show you a quick look at our field cam as we have a little bit of an angle there. You can see it's a little glitchy. A lot of signals in the stands as the fans are out here trying to support their Georgetown Eagles despite the cold. Carson Salceda will take a 2-yard charge, and this one high and short will be taken by Williams at the 29-yard line, and he gets about 6 yards forward before he is brought down at the 37-yard line. 4:46 left to play in the first quarter, and we talked about how it would be a ground game, and so far the Eagles got that memo, and it's been successful for them.
It has, and Hendrickson has the wind at their back, so they've had a little success in the passing game. Oldorp is a good quarterback. We saw him here. We know he's a talented kid, so they're going to have to really account for him, especially when that wind is at their back.
Oldorp will back up. He's in the shotgun. He sends Lucia in motion and hands it off to Demps, but Demps is brought down in the backfield immediately. Sniffing out that play was Brandon Aldrich. And that's a tackle for a loss, or did they go ahead and spot him right back at the line of scrimmage? They spot him at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
I'll tell you what, that defensive line just shot through those gaps and did a fantastic job of bringing the ball carrier down. The defense is playing with a little more pep to their step tonight. Maybe it's that cool wind.
2nd and 10. Oldorp in the shotgun. He'll drop back for a pass, fires to his right side. It's caught by Lucia, who had the touchdown earlier. He evades one tackle across midfield to the 40, and he is wrestled down at the 35, called the 34-yard line. And I think a punch was thrown. Let's see if there's any flags there. The wrestler right on it. And man, a lot of jawing right there, and I think Coach Griffin's asking for the unsportsmanlike penalty.
Man, a punch absolutely got thrown. Hands to the face. Bringing it back.
Was the hands to the face after the play? Or
well, no,
I guess it was at the line of scrimmage, huh? That's usually where it is.
Yeah.
Let's see what we have here. It was on the defense. So not only did the officials miss a punch, but they also called the Eagles for a hands to the face. And this turns out to be a big play that added on to the end of the run that was at the 34 roughly. Will move this ball just inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
Boy, that coach is still in the linesman's ear.
It's Demps in the backfield with Oldorp. They're in the pistol. 2 receivers to the right, a tight end on the right, and a single receiver split out to the left. A handoff to Demps. He spins after he gets past the line of scrimmage, and he is stopped there inside the 15. A gain of about 5 officially.
There was a fumble at the end, but Hunter Hardesty for Hendrickson got back on the football. Number 70.
They called only a gain of 4, so 2nd and 6 here as Eagles weren't able to come up with the loose football. 3:10 left to play in the first quarter. Oldorp in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. Williams split out to the right. He's isolated. Man goes in motion. That's Lucia, and instead it'll be a handoff to Demps, and he is hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss of about half a yard.
Nice job of the defense getting penetration again. Big Hector Montoya just submarined his guy and got back there and got the ball carrier before he could gain much.
No gain, and it's 3rd down. 2:30 left to play in the first quarter. Hawks getting sideline instructions. Demps to the right of Oldorp. They'll send Williams over a little bit in motion. Dropping back for a pass, Oldorp rolls out to his left, fires down the left side, and it's a completed pass inside the 5, and that'll be a first down picked up by Oris Wynn. First time we're saying his name this evening. He gets the catch, and it'll set up 1st and goal from the 4.
And his receivers did a good job because he got in trouble and started scrambling, and they got open. Wynn got open for him and gave him someplace, an outlet for the ball.
.20 seconds on the play clock as the Hawks are trying to figure out their short yardage play. Oldorp clears out of the backfield. It'll be a direct snap here to Demps. Demps goes up the middle, and he's stuffed at the trenches and gained about 2 yards by churning his legs behind his lineman. Second and goal.
I would try to say who made the tackle, but it was 6 of the Georgetown Eagle defense. I guess it's the linemen and linebackers.
Second and goal from the 2. Oldorf back in at quarterback. He's in the shotgun, Demps to his left. Garcia goes in motion, dropping back for a pass as Oldorf lobs it in and incomplete over the hands of Lucia. And that was close, but no flag on the play. Good coverage there from Daniel Obina.
No, that was Saul De La Rosa.
Saul De La Rosa.
Yeah, Saul did a good job. Saul's really good in that coverage and made a great play on the ball to keep him from getting in the end zone.
Third and goal from the 2 after the incomplete pass, and Demps fights his way into the end zone for a touchdown for the Hawks.
Well, I guess we're going to have a track meet.
Number 5, Josiah
The lead shifts back to the Hawks. We've already had our second lead change here with 52 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And mass substitutions here. I think they will go for the kick on the point after.
Well, Georgetown had a couple of opportunities there to shut that drive down. They just couldn't put the clinching tackle to get Hendrickson off the field.
Kalen Jones here will kick the point after attempt, and that makes it 14-10. So Hendrickson retakes the lead. It's been a back and forth battle here. Georgetown struck first with a field goal. Hendrickson responded with a touchdown. Georgetown answered back with a touchdown, and here's Hendrickson marching down the field to make it 14-10 here on SHN Sports. We'll be back in a moment with more Georgetown Eagle football. Nate Denny back deep to receive with Brandon Bradford. 52 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Hendrickson takes the lead back after Georgetown took it from Hendrickson, and man, we're going to have just a high-scoring game this evening.
It looks that way. You would think that the kicker would be looking for where Nate Denny is standing currently and kick it away from him.
You have the magic touch there as you shifted over, and it worked out. Here is Kalen Jones sending a booming kick with the wind behind him, and for the second time this evening, Bradford will just watch it sail for a touchback.
He kicked that 2/3 of the way across the field from Denny, which is probably a smart move.
As you now see, the American flag is just way off of its rocker. I wouldn't be surprised if it flew off of the flagpole this evening, and having that kind of wind behind you really helps. I imagine it's hard to throw into as well, as the Eagles will start at the 25-yard line following the touchback.
Now we got fresh legs in there with Edie in the backfield.
Edie in the pistol with Herman, who hands it off, and Edie will go up the gut and just pick up about a yard on the play.
You got to run at the teeth of the defense to keep them honest.
2-yard gain, second down.
And I think that's also a little bit of saving energy as the Eagles have a jumbo set here. 2-yard gain, second and 8 rather.
You got all three of our top running backs back there by Darson. That's got to be a good feeling.
Ross to the right, Edie to the left, and in the tailback position is Denny, and bobbling the catch and coming in with it is Cade Lachlan, as Lachlan is marked out at the 30, but it was nice hands just to bring that in after he hit it and caught it.
Well, 3rd and 5 would be very nice to convert this right now.
Yeah, despite that jumbo set, it went into the hands of Lachlan, and here it is, 10 seconds left to 10 seconds left in the first quarter. This might be the last play as the clock stopped on Lachlan going out of bounds. And a handoff, and
Boom.
lowering his shoulder and picking up the first down is Ryan Eady for the Eagles. A borrow from Morrow first down will likely be the last play of the first quarter unless the Eagles are in a big hurry. The clock starts back up again, and they'll let it go to the end. So a fun first quarter, high scoring. Hendrickson has the lead at the end of the first, 14-10 over the Georgetown Eagles. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back at Birkelbach Field, there's that beautiful clear image from the sideline camera as you see Court Sparkman always ready to go at the quarterback position, but we do have a change in field as we start off the second quarter here on SHN Sports. Happy you guys joined alongside us. It is a new set of downs for the Eagles as Ryan Eady picked up the first down, and then a direct snap to Nate Denny. We've seen that a lot as he crosses the 40-yard line for a gain of 4 on first down.
It's fun to watch him run the ball, but I like seeing Ryan Eady in there blocking. And, Ryan was the workhorse of the running backs, and then whenever Nate came in, they started splitting that load. But it's good to see those guys out there working and fighting for each other.
Herman in the shotgun, hands it to Denny, who runs up the middle and gets to the 45 and is able to pick up 1 more yard after contact and gets to the 46, just 2 yards shy of the first down.
It's nice to see them be able to run right at the heart of this defense and make some yardage. O-line's doing a great job of moving those guys up there on those runs too.
3rd and 2. Herman has Eady behind him, and as a man goes in motion, I think whistle stopped this play. Didn't quite see. I thought it was a timeout. It'll be a false start called on the Eagles.
That's the penalties that just get the coaches going.
Yeah, instead of a 3rd and short, we go ahead and see that the Eagles will have a 3rd and long, and an unfortunate situation there. So from the 41-yard line, Herman will drop back. Gets the wind to his back this time, and he tries to go to his left guard after he tuck it and run, gets to the 40 and couldn't come up with it.
I'm trying to see who it was, but one of the receivers was running down the field. I think it was Trent McConnell was running down the field and had the safety literally pulling his jersey from the back. Wow.
And that brings up 4th down from the 40. It'll be punted away here. This is a punt from Lachlan, and Williams will let it take a bounce, and he thought about playing it, and then he backed off as it rolls for the Eagles very generously inside the 10 and to the 7-yard line. 9:51 left to play, and the Hawks have about 92 yards in front of them.
Tara McConnell on the camera probably not happy that her son was getting held back there, because that's where Darson was looking way down the field, but that jersey was just getting yanked.
Yeah, no flag on that play where the Eagles were forced into a passing situation. Oldorp will hand it off, and trying to turn the corner will not get anywhere as Daniel Obina stops the run from Brennan Arendt.
nice job of Daniel getting back there and wrapping up around the legs. It's kind of hard to run when you can't when you can't move your feet.
So that actually goes for a loss of a yard. 9:28 left to play in the second quarter, and Eagles start off on a nice play defensively on this set of downs in this series for the Hawks. Arndt clears out of the backfield as Oldorp will fire to the right side. It was tipped and almost intercepted afterwards. Give credit on the tip to the Eagles, as getting his hand on it was Hunter Springer, breaking that pass up and causing third down, and it looks like an injured Eagle near the back where the backfield would be. So a timeout on the field. We will take it with them here on SHN Sports. Hopefully he's all right. We'll be back in a moment.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field, to quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
We apologize to Grand Endeavor Homes for having to cut off their commercial, as we wanted to make sure that you guys don't miss it. We will make that up to you guys, Grand Endeavor. We appreciate your sponsorship, as the Eagles defense is back on the field after the injured player timeout, and it's a quick swing pass out to the right side. Lucia is then whipped up, a fumble on the play. It goes into the end zone, and I think the referee blew it dead before the Eagles had a chance to recover.
No, it rolled out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. You had guys flying all over the field. I thought the ball had gone into the end zone too, but
well, if it goes out of bounds, that means it's retained by the Hawks.
Yeah, they were the Eagles got on it, but they were out of bounds when they finally were able to control the ball. So it's fourth, and the punter is standing at the back of the end zone.
And you see Darson Herman warming up there on the sidelines. He's about to come back out as Cade Lachlan is ready to receive this punt from the edge of the back of the end zone. It is sent away, and Lachlan will take it at the 30. He loses it, and then the ball is loose, and Hendrickson came back up with it.
Oh, man. With that wind holding that ball up, it was probably doing some weird things in the air, wobbling.
Yeah, Lachlan was back around the 40, and he had to sprint up, and I don't think he was ready for a fair catch, although the way the wind worked, he probably should have called for the fair catch, and then by the time it got onto him, he couldn't quite get a clean hold, and Hendrickson will now have the possession after the muffed punt from the 30-yard line in their own territory.
Well, defense has to come up big. They did their jobs down here in Hendrickson into the field. Now they got to hold them here.
Oldorp will move a man in motion, but hand it off to Demps in the backfield. He gets to the trenches, finds room across the 40. Midfield, he is brought down at the Eagle 45-yard line, and coming in to make the tackle for the Eagles was Sal De La Rosa, and that puts the Hawks into Eagles territory.
Well, and that muff punt just sucks a little bit of life out of the defense, so they got to get their heads right and take care of their assignments.
Oldorp and Demps getting their information from the sidelines. Carcamo lined up on the left side with Wynn. Two other receivers on the right side. 1st and 10 from the Eagle 44-yard line. Oldorp will keep it, tries to go around left end, and he's going nowhere. Flags come in on the play, and Couple Eagles in there on the tackle, but just go ahead and give Noah Maidlow the credit for the tackle, and then I missed the flag. What was it?
They called a hold on Hendrickson.
That's an interesting call here to see if Chuck Griffin takes it after the tackle for loss. Take the loss of down, or you take the ball moving back?
You're going to back him up.
Usually the smart thing to do. Tends to be only on a 4th down where you decline the hold.
Right.
You see Dre Langhorn out there, one of the defensive specialists for the Georgetown Eagles. 1st and 20. Ball back in the Hawk side of the field. And a handoff to Dimps. Dimps is hit in the backfield, and then he is brought down by a slew of Eagles for a loss of a yard. Eagles defense came to play after that muff punt, keeps them on the field, and 2nd and 21. Ball marked at the 45-yard line in Hawks territory.
A good job by the defense of containing that run to the outside. Lots of black jerseys got out there to keep that from going anywhere.
2nd and 21. In the shotgun is Lucio, who is the backup quarterback, wide receiver. He does it all here, as it will be a zone read, a handoff to Williams, and Williams is bouncing around a couple defenders, gets across midfield to the 49-yard line. Brought down on the play by Noah Maidlow.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying, I see lots of black jerseys stretched on these plays. I don't know why.
3rd and 15, only a gain of 6 yards on the play, but the Hawks in a very obvious passing down going into the wind, so we'll see what they elect to do here. It'll be Lucia passing again. He gets it to Williams on the right side, and Williams is able to evade one tackle, but then stood up by 9 Eagles in on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Come on. Another punch.
And no flag thrown, huh?
No.
I missed the punch this time, but there was one earlier in the game that we both saw.
Wow.
6:05 left to play until halftime, and the Eagles will get it back. 14-10 was the score at the end of the first quarter. Here we are almost halfway through the second, and no score in the second quarter. So that's funny how we predicted this would be a barn burner, and the second quarter has proved us wrong so far. Eagles trying to buck that trend.
They say they're going to punt.
It will be a rugby-style kick that bounces at the 20 and then is downed after taking very generous roll at the 15-yard line. I think it was down a little bit early there by Reggie Shelton, but either way, the Eagles will take over at the 15-yard line, and with 5:55 left to play until the team's heading to the locker room, Eagles are looking to take the lead.
After that muffed kick, that was a big stop by the defense. And if you remember on the first play from scrimmage, that long run by the Hendrickson Hawks, and then Georgetown tightened up, shut them down, and got the ball back with some time to do something here.
Nate Denny will be in the backfield with Darson Herman. McCown is the fullback in there for blocking. 1st and 10, Eagles at their own 15-yard line. Herman will hand it off to Denny. Denny tries to turn a corner at the left side. And at the 20-yard line, he fights forward to the 22. That looked like he was going to be hitting the backfield and maybe only get back to the line of scrimmage. He picks up plenty of yards there, and that's just the kind of runner he is.
I think that was designed to go off tackle, but there was nothing there, so he bounced it to the outside and was able to turn it into a nice gain.
2nd and 4. Ball moved to the 21-yard line. Eagles trying to march down the field before halftime. McCown goes in motion. A handoff to Denny again. The counter to the right side. He gets past the trenches and across the 30 for the borrow from Morrow. 1st down to move the chains.
Nate and Ryan both have great vision and can see those openings. And you saw there that Denny just had the ability, once he got past the line of scrimmage, to see that cut back to the left and just turn it into a good game.
Clock still moving after the chains move at 5 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Hand off to Denny. Denny is hitting the backfield and then lassoed down. Completing the tackle is Joshua Alvarado for the Hawks, and they might only mark him down for about half a yard. A former wrestler, as we talked to Nate Denny on the Georges on the Town Eagle Nation Coaches Show. He's not wrestling here at Georgetown. He's focused in on football and academics.
Well, kid's got no future.
Only going to Yale.
Yeah.
Here's Denny. Actually, it's a keeper by Herman. Herman gets across the 40. She gets across the 45, across midfield, and then he lowers his shoulder into a man at the 40 where he's brought down at the 35-yard line. Big borrow from Morrow first down. Clock stops at 4:14, and he tricked me on that one, tricked the defense, and was able to march down the field and flip it.
When you're 6'3", 220, I love seeing that shoulder get lowered.
The chains were not even set before this handoff to Denny. Denny gets across the 25 to the 20, and that's another borrow from Morrow first down to the 19-yard line into the Smoothie King red zone.
Keep that tempo. I like it.
Yeah, the Eagles like this rhythm, and the rhythm will have to be stopped because of a timeout. The Hawks take their first one.
That was a smart timeout. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, it was a smart timeout because not even the Chain Gang was able to stop before the last first down. So the Eagles were stopped only by a timeout by the Hawks, something legal that they can do, and we'll go ahead and take that with them here. Actually, we'll keep it right here as the Eagles have the wind to their back at the moment, but they've really kept it on the ground. A big thanks to Darson Herman, his decision to trust Nate Denny and keep it himself.
Well, and when they came over into the huddle, you saw the Georgetown players excited, they're butting heads, and they're enjoying this drive, and they want to keep this momentum up. If they can put the ball in the end zone here, it's big because Hendrickson starts the second half with the ball.
Plenty of time left on this timeout here as the Eagles wish that it wouldn't be called. They're getting a little bit of game plan in, and Hawks take the field again.
Well, pull that starter cord again on that engine and let it run.
Ryan Eady is the tailback here as he's motioned to the left by Herman. Herman on 1st and 10 on the draw play, runs up the middle, follows the block by Eady, and gets to the 10-yard line, just shy of the first down. Pickup of 9.
God, seeing that load coming at you, and here's that tempo again.
2nd and 1. The zone read handoff to Eady, and Eady picks up the first down and is stopped at the 6-yard line.
Nice job of Ryan hanging on to that football because they were trying to strip it away, but he had both hands around that thing, and he wasn't giving it up.
3:35 left to play in the first half, and the Eagles are trying to retake the lead 14-10.
Yeah, the referee stopped the clock, stopped play for a minute. I don't know why, but
1st and goal.
Yeah, they slowed that tempo down some, so it's not a big issue, but
Nate Denny in the backfield. Bradford goes in motion. It's a handoff to Denny. Denny slips up a little bit, but stays on his feet. Gets inside the 5 and stumbles to the 2-yard line. He's down at the 1.
I thought he put that ball out there across the goal line, but I guess he did not.
I imagine he has an opportunity here to punch it in for his 2nd touchdown if he will get the handoff.
There it is.
He does follow his blockers into the end zone for the Eagle touchdown.
Nice drive by the Eagles. The defense holds after that fumbled punt. Get the ball back we have had about 5:50 left in the quarter and just marched right down the field. That's a great job by this Eagle offense.
The ensuing point after attempt is kicked through by Carson Salceda. 2:54 left to play, and the Eagles retake the lead, 17-14. It's been a seesaw battle here as the Georgetown Eagles defense has really been playing really solid. They forced the stop inside the 10 earlier, and then the muffed punt. They were able to stop, get another stop, which led to this drive, and the Eagles marched it down. Only took them about 3 minutes with the kind of tempo they had, and what a tempo that was. It had to be stopped by a Hawks timeout.
Well, on Hendrickson's last scoring drive, if you remember, Georgetown defense held them, stopped them, and then a penalty on the punt gave Hendrickson the ball back. So the defense has been playing relatively well, especially for a first half, where they've struggled some in the first half, but it's a good ball game.
Can't call it a comeback anymore as the Eagles started off with a 3-0 lead. The Hawks answered back with a touchdown. The Eagles scored a touchdown on the next drive. The Hawks got their second touchdown of the game to retake the lead 14-10, and then it took almost it took about 9 minutes before the Eagles were the first team to score in the second quarter, and now the defense has 2:54 left, and the Eagles have all 3 timeouts left should they have a incentive to use it to try and get the ball back for potentially one more score. Salcedo will take a long drive or a long charge with the wind behind him, but he leaves it short here as it's taken at the 2-yard line by Lucia, and then Lucia wrapped up and brought down by Bryson Hanks, and then the ball came loose. The Eagles say they got it. Let's see what the officials say. They're blowing the whistles to calm everybody down.
I thought they were going to throw a flag because it looked like the kick team was offsides. Yeah, they did. They threw it. Yeah, the kick team was offsides.
Well, doesn't seem like that fumble that the Eagles were looking for will come into play. The penalty yards will be marked off at the result of the play, which will put the Hawks at the 41-yard line.
Well, 2:45 left in the half. It would be big to stop them here.
1st and 10 from the 41. Hawks in their own territory. A handoff to Demps, and Demps is undercut but was able to land back on his feet before he fell down to the 44-yard line. Called a pickup of 3.
The defensive line, which is really was one of the concerns that Coach had at the beginning of the year, because that's the least experienced unit on this football team. They seem to be doing a pretty good job tonight, and they have really come into their own as the season has progressed.
Oldorp in the shotgun. It's a designed pass play. He'll throw it across the middle as he drops back. It's caught for the first down at the 40, and then it took a few Eagles to bring down Malki Karakamo, and that brings up that stops the clock at 2:07 to move the chains, and a first down for the Hawks.
That kid was determined not to go down. A couple of guys almost got hands on that pass. Just unfortunate to not be able to knock it down.
And because of that fight, they put him at the 39-yard line. Oldorp in the shotgun. 3 receivers stacked out on the right side, a single receiver on the left, a quick screen pass out to the right side. It's caught by Williams. Williams makes a couple defenders miss before he is dragged down from behind by Aaron Bazell, and a pickup of 9. Clock still moving here, 1:30 left to play until halftime. Hawks have 2 timeouts left. Eagles have all 3. Hand off here to Demps, and Demps is brought down on the play. A nice tackle made for the Eagles by Hunter Springer. But a first down picked up by the Hawks, and they're going to keep this tempo going with 1:15 left. 2 receivers on both sides. Oldorf takes a low snap, and then he shovels it forward to Demps. Demps gets past the trenches, and then he is brought down on the play. A nice tackle for Hector Montoya, and it's a pickup of 5 for Demps on the shovel pass forward.
Big Hector in there wrapping people up, taking them to the ground, but they're going to have to tighten up again, stop this drive.
2nd and 5, Oldorf will pass, gets it to Williams on the right flat, and he follows his blockers, and then he is brought down by Obina just short of the yard to gain at the 17-yard line.
Well, and we've seen the game plan for Hendrickson with that wind in their face, those little short passes out to the right and out to the left, just keeping the ball pretty high percentage pass.
And Hendrickson will stop the clock with 29 seconds left to play in the first half with their second timeout. They have 1 left. Eagles have all 3. I don't think Coach Griffin has any interest in using any of his 3 timeouts at the moment, but a big third down coming up here. 3rd and 1 from the 17, and a field goal would be kicking into the wind. We saw Carson Salceda kick through a field goal from about 30 yards out earlier in the game, but here we are with 29 seconds left, and the wind as strong as it's been all game, maybe a little bit softer than its peak, but the Hawks looking to try and get in the end zone with 29 seconds left. The Eagles looking to at least force a field goal attempt.
Yeah, Hendrickson's got a kicker with a pretty good leg, so it'll be interesting to see. Folks, stick around at halftime. We're going to be airing an interview that I was able to do last week with Karen Crosby, who is the founder of the Locker program, and a lot of great information about that. Karen's also the mother of Mason Crosby, kicker for the Green Bay Packers and former Georgetown kicker. So stick around at halftime and listen to Karen, what she has to say. It's a fun interview.
3rd and 1. Dimps in the backfield with Oldorp will follow his blockers, and I think he got the yard to gain. They're going to mark him at the 15. That's a generous spot, but it's more than enough for the first down.
There's some beef in there on that offensive line. They're moving the defensive back.
20 seconds left to play. Hawks elect not to use a timeout. Here's Oldorp will drop back, scans to his right, fires to the end zone.
Oh, nice!
Gets across the 5, down the left sideline, across the 20, looking for some space at the 30, and brought down at the 40. What a play for the Eagles. Coming up with that one was Aaron Bazell.
Aaron Bazell, such a timely interception, and when he turned, there was a lot of green in front of him. Wow, nice play, huge play. Only 4 seconds left. You got the wind at your back. Take a shot.
Yeah, Hail Mary opportunity here with 4 seconds left. Eagles lead it by 3, and the attempt at the end zone is intercepted, and the Eagles looking to go into the locker room with a 3-point lead at least, but why not go ahead and go for the Hail Mary?
I think they're going to try because the coaches are sitting right next to us in the booth, and none of them have left. Usually whenever they've decided they're going to take a knee and go on, the coaches are already gone, but they're hanging around, so this could be interesting.
Edey moves to the left of Darson Herman. Herman on the play action, drops back.
There he is.
Looks to his left, he's under pressure, and he'll just take the sack. That'll be the final play of the first half. Woo. But what a fun first half it was. The Eagles with a 17-14 lead as we head into the locker rooms. And hey, it looks like we have a clear picture here on SHN Sports sideline camera. David England doing an awesome job down there running the camera as they take the lead into the locker room. And there's a good look at the stands here, and you might be able to see us kind of off to the right 2 doors over. Hey, David will go ahead and give us a wave as we'll take it into the halftime show. Thank you guys for joining us. The start of the 3rd quarter, roughly half an hour away, but we're going to go ahead and pitch the break to a quick commercial, and then when we come back, we'll have an interview with the Lockers, Mrs. Crosby.
And we'll have the band after that.
Folks, we welcome you to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles football halftime show. Glad to welcome to the show Karen Crosby, friend of the show, friend of SHN Sports, friend in general. She is the founder and executive director of The Locker, and we're so glad you've chosen to join us. Karen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's always my pleasure.
So, tell us, you founded The Locker in 2008, and I say you founded, but you and a group of student athletes founded The Locker in 2008 at Georgetown High School, right?
We did. So in 2008, a group of athletes, coaches, student trainers came to me and just said, Miss Crosby, we know you do service learning, and we would like to be more than just athletes. We want to give back to our community. Can you help us with that? So that's like a dream come true for me. So we started, at that time, it was Eagle Locker. It was founded in Rhonda Farney's locker room office area. And so the name was Eagle Locker. And then when Eastview came along, we decided to rename it The Locker. And now we're actually in 14 school districts around Texas and 20, 30 schools, different schools. Well, in Georgetown, we service all 17 schools. So, but we're in lots of school districts now all over Texas. So the Locker works great for that. We're out as far as Tyler and Gilmer, and we're down in Seguin. And then we're really concentrated in lots of schools in this area. So, so that's how it just started simple. We had 2 shelves and a counselor's office with some shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, just a few little items on it. And it was for homeless kids at the time. And that train left the station pretty quick. We started finding out there were a lot of kids with a lot of needs that weren't classified as homeless, but they sure needed our help. So it's organically evolved into quite a large organization now.
So for our viewers, explain exactly what the Locker does.
Okay. So the Locker is kids helping kids. So first and foremost, we're a service learning organization. We facilitate kids to learn how to take care of each other, to step up and serve one another. And in doing that, we only serve students. We don't, our service learning doesn't incorporate environmental things or seniors or animals. It's just all about kids helping kids. That's our full focus. So what that looks like is their rooms on campuses, closets. They're not actually lockers like behind me. They're a room, and they function as a club. So like last week, a big group of students from Georgetown High School came over, and Dell had collected lots of hygiene products for us. They just sent us thousands of items. And so the baseball team, student council, Georgettes, the Locker Club, just a whole lot of students, about 25 kids came to our office last week and put together hygiene kits. Wow. And it's called Kids Helping Kids Stay Healthy. And with COVID, so we'll distribute those to the schools. And they have shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, things like that in it, and lotions. And so they'll distribute those to the schools. But the kids did that for each other. A bunch of kids from different groups come together. So it's always about the kids helping each other. Eastview every year, but this year, right at this point, they do back to school haircuts, and the kids themselves set up stylists to come and they register the kids and they sweep and they do all of that. And we have about 80 volunteer students from all different organizations at Eastview, and we give about 250 free haircuts.
Wow.
In September. The kids organize that, not me.
Wow.
So the real idea is to get kids involved with helping each other. The other thing I really want people to remember about the Locker is that it's for every single child. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Right.
And so it's not for low socioeconomic. You don't have to qualify to get help from the Locker. There are amazing organizations in our community that are focused on that. We are not. We don't know what is happening in a child's life, but luckily teachers, coaches, nurses, counselors, principals find that out, and they reach out to us for those kind of unusual things.
Right.
Because again, there's no qualifying. Just tell us what a kid needs, and we'll fill that. It may be something as simple as the team shirt that all the kids wear on game day. And, you know, we've seen it a lot over the years that a child will just tell the coach, I'm quitting the team. And it's only because they can afford that shirt that everybody else wears, and that makes them feel left out. The end of our mission statement says, so every child has a sense of normalcy. And that's not for us to decide what makes a kid feel normal. It's for us to listen to them, for them to tell us what that is. So luckily, we have great staff here in Georgetown, and they listen and they watch and they look at their kids, and then they just reach out to us. They just really send us a little form that says, could you supply this? So that's how simple it is. But the important thing is it's about kids helping kids, and that it's for every single child, no qualifying.
So what's y'all's website?
It's thelocker.info.
So if folks want to get involved with the Locker, how do they do that?
Well, you simply what you just said, go to our website and tell us that I'd like to be involved. We encourage people to help their kids get involved, for them to get involved. We love multi-generational. We love the parents, the kids. But when we're there as the adults, the kids are telling us what to do. We're putting it in their hands. So we're teaching them to serve. But we need lots of help in the locker, a lot. We need the lockers to be open all the time. We need monitors for that. We have events that we have lots of adults. We love to be there in partnership with the students. So they can just go on there and do that. We have a project I don't want to talk about yet, but it's in the works, and we're going to need a lot of volunteers for that to help the kids make that a success. So
be sure and hit us up here at SHN Sports whenever you can let us know what that is.
Okay, I will. Thank you. I will. And the other thing that I always tell adults, the best way that you can be involved is to support the kids. When you see kids doing a locker project, encourage that, step up, tell them thank you, do what they're asking, donate, the supplies that they're asking for, throw, some money in the till, but to encourage the kids and to step up and say, way to go, good job, you. We talk a lot about the not great things that kids do, but we need to talk about the great things that they do. And kids wanting to help each other is a great thing. And so that's another thing. Just step up when you see kids working for the locker and encourage them, support them, ask how you can help. And that's a great way to be involved.
Well, we appreciate everything you guys do in the community and in the schools here. And we really appreciate you joining us on the SHN Halftime Show today. And this is a family thing for you, too, because your kids are involved on the board and in carrying out this mission.
They are. You're right. So it is a family thing. It's really important to our family. It was my dream to do it, and I'm so blessed that my whole family has joined my dream. I know that's not always the way, but in our family, it's the way. When one of us have a dream, we all dream it with that person. And actually, my grandkids are so involved. I have a granddaughter who sits on our board of directors. She's 20 now, actually. But she was the president at GHS for 4 years. No one knew she was my granddaughter. She has a different last name because it's my daughter's daughter.
Right.
So no one knew, but she is so involved, and all the way down to our little bitty 3-year-old grandkids. But we're all really involved. Ashley, my daughter, our first child, is my office manager. Mason is so involved in it. My son Reese is at everything we do. God bless my Jim Crosby, my husband. He's always right there with me, allowing me to have this big dream, encouraging it, but always saying, what is it? What do you need me to do, Karen? What can I do to help? So we are very invested in this as a family. You're right. We are. And what a blessing that is. We love Georgetown. It's our home.
It's a great community, and it's been kind of personal for us because my wife's a teacher over at Annie Pearl Elementary here in Georgetown, and you guys have helped several of her students as well. So you touch more people than you know, and you make a difference in the lives of so many people here and in many communities across the state. And we appreciate your dedication to that.
Thanks, Kelly. I appreciate that. That's nice to know. It's funny. And because of confidentiality, we many times don't know who we help. And
well, it's a bunch. I assure you of that. It is a bunch of kids. Folks, this is Karen Crosby, founder and executive director of the Locker in Georgetown. Get involved with them. It's a fantastic cause, nonprofit organization that are helping students all over the state of Texas, and they would welcome your help. Keep an eye out for some upcoming event that she can't talk about just yet. We'll need lots of help. Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Folks, stay around.
You guys are awesome, by the way. I'm going to give you a shout out. SHN Sports is wonderful, and what you all do for our community is so great. Thank you, really, for what you all do and the partnerships that you form and the support that y'all always given the Locker. And just our community in the whole. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. You know, our mission at SHN is to build up these student athletes and all the bands, the cheerleaders, the Georgettes, and all the kids from both schools, because this whole broadcast is about the kids, just like the locker is about the kids. And we greatly appreciate you saying that. It means a lot. It really does.
Thank you. This community is about the kids.
It really is. It's a fantastic community, and I love Georgetown.
It is. And with COVID right now, our families need us more than ever. Families who have never needed us before need us now. Families who have always been fine aren't fine right now. So they need us more than ever right now during this time. So thank you for having me on.
Say that again.
Thank you for having me on. You guys are always fun to be with. And thanks for what you do for our students.
We appreciate your time. We know you're busy and your time's valuable. Folks, if you're looking for a nonprofit to support, we highly recommend The Locker. They're doing phenomenal things, not only here, but throughout the state of Texas. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Folks, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Second half kickoff is right around the corner. Stick around.
is J.J. Pereira. Color Guard Assistant Director is Stephanie Guerra. Color Guard staff include Marcos Vargas, Kiara Suarez, Casey Kunze, and Kyle Albright. Music for EF&D was arranged by Steve Morrow. Percussion arrangements were created by Jed Leach and Ruben Rodriguez. Visual design was done by Kevin Bell, Weston Chilton, and Rick Scruggs. Color Guard choreography was created by Rick Scruggs and Casey Kunze. The Eagle Band would like to thank our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Fred Brandt, the Principal of Georgetown High School, Mr. Brian Johnson. We would also like to thank our fabulous Fine Arts Department. The GISD Director of Fine Arts is Miss Carol Watson. Administrative Assistant for Fine Arts is Amy Holmes. And Fine Arts Secretary is Gretchen Parker. Now let's hear it for Coach Griffin and our Eagle football team in the second half. And remember, Eagle fight never dies.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field. To quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Many of them.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Let's welcome the visiting Hendrickson Hawks.
We're back here at the Georgetown Eagle broadcast booth on SHN Sports, and man, that is a loud band. I will turn that down for y'all to hear at home. And I'm Carl Schoening. It is 17-14 Eagles up at the half, and we like to thank you guys for tuning in. And about a few minutes away from the start of the second half, I'd like to get to some of our sponsors. Big thanks to Extraco Banks, our fourth quarter sponsor. Let's build some dreams. Grand Endeavor Homes, luxury custom homes in the Austin and San Antonio areas. Don Hewlett family of dealerships, Texas True. Our bank, you're more than just a customer, you are part of our family. Thank you for banking on us. Oak Ridge Disciple House, there's light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through Oak Ridge. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Borrow from Morrow, our first down sponsor. Our family, your future, our focus. Visit borrowfrommorrow.com. Schlotzky's, serving Georgetown since 1997. We haul buns. And Ideal Signs, custom signage for all of your business needs. Bring back in Kelly Duvall, along with me, Carl Schoening, up here in the booth. And Kelly, fun first half, and Eagles will play defense to start off the second.
I said before the game started that on paper this was a close game, and looks like I was right to this point.
It is a close one so far, as the Eagles are about to line up to kick this one away. It'll be Carson Salceda who will start things off. The return out to the 37-yard line, as only 4 seconds come off the clock, and the Hendrickson Hawks will start at the 37 to get things rolling. Again, familiar face to these Eagles, Jordan Oltorp leading the offense out there.
Yeah, and he had some success. A good game plan by Hendrickson with this win and in those little out routes. They haven't made it to the end zone. That they had the interception right there at the end of the half that kept them out of the end zone. But
hand off to Demps, and Demps fights through the trenches to pick up a few yards across the 40, and it's a gain of 4 on bringing up second down.
It'll really be interesting to see what changes both these teams made at the half.
A quick pass out to Sia on the flats. He bobbles the catch and is able to complete it and pick up the first down just shy of midfield to the 49-yard line, and 2 positive plays for the Hawks to start things off.
That corner is, or actually the safety that's there for help on a play like that, was so far off the ball that the corner did a good job of keeping that contained.
Oldorp calls out the play to his offensive line, trips to the left, single receiver to the right, 1st and 10 from the 49, their own territory, and that play is blown up on the handoff to Demps. A few Eagles in the backfield make that a tackle for loss deeper into Hendrickson territory and keep them out of Eagles territory. That's how you play defense.
Nice play by Dre Langhorne, getting in there and delivering a good blow, putting the ball carrier on the ground for a loss.
Second and 13. Oldorp, after 2 positive plays, the third play is a loss of 3, and he'll have trips to the left, a single receiver to the right. Dempsey in the backfield to his right. Man in motion is Lucia. It'll be Oldorp dropping back with the wind at his back. He fires it deep down the field. Williams has it at the 15, and he jogs into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Hawks retake the lead. It's been a seesaw battle. Nobody has scored 2 straight with the lead.
Aaron Bazell just got beat deep.
And the point after attempt here from Jones. Kalen Jones, the junior kicker. Shanks that line right, no good.
Oh, that could be big.
It could be big here as Hendrickson only has a 3-point advantage, and we'll keep it right here on SHN Sports as the Georgetown Eagles took the lead in the second quarter, and here in the opening drive of the second half, they fall behind by 3, and the Eagles offense comes out with a big running game advantage in the first half, and I wouldn't be surprised here as we have the feedback on the sidelines and the student section is lively and in it with the band that we maybe see a couple more passes here. You talked about those interesting change-ups, but why fix what isn't broke? So maybe I'm just talking from the booth up here.
Well, and the wind is doing weird things because the flags at the top of the stadium are just standing straight out. The flags on the flagpole are kind of swirling around a little bit, so it seems like that there's a swirl to that wind. Hendrickson had the wind at their backs and went for the long ball successfully.
Hendrickson taking their time setting up this punt, which will have them to the wind at their back. Bradford and Denny back deep to receive the ensuing kickoff from Jones. Jones will take a 9-yard charge from the 31-yard line, and this one wobbles a little bit. Bradford dodges it. It didn't touch him, I don't think.
Yeah.
And he lets it go back for a out of the end zone for a touchback.
That's one of those where the coaches tell you stand at the goal line. If it goes over your head, let it go.
Yeah, there have been a few touchbacks out the back of the end zone this evening as the Eagle offense gets ready to head back out onto the field for their first series of the second half. They'll start it at the 25-yard line.
We need to keep that running game going. I'll be interested to see the stats on that first half running game.
McCown goes in motion as the fullback. A high snap handled on the handoff to Denny, and Denny is taken down in the backfield. And a loss of 2 on the play.
I guess I'm old school, but when kids do what they're supposed to do on the football field and jump up acting like they won a championship, man, both teams do it. I guess it's just, I'm too old.
That tackle was made there by Kyler Mahoney, and on 2nd and 11, it'll be a quick pass out to the left side, completed across the 25 to the 30. No one in front of him across the 30. Midfield, it's Petter at the 45, at the 30. He has one man to beat at the 15. Stiff arms him into the end zone, and it will be a touchdown for the Eagles.
Nice run by Petter. But I'm going to tell you something. Out on the edge, Brandon Bradford had a block that made that happen. Brandon did a great job of keeping the corner from being able to make a play, and that touchdown was as much Brandon Bradford as it was ball carrier. What a great block out there on the edge.
The Eagle Booster Club drive recap, that one goes for 76 yards as the point after attempt is sent through by Carson Salceda, and the Eagles retake the lead 24-20 here on SHN Sports. The student section loving it. We'll be back in a moment with more Georgetown Eagle football. The Eagles up 23-20. This broadcast on SHN Sports is brought to you in part by our bank. You belong here. We take the time to listen to you and your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will help you achieve those goals. These broadcasts on SHN Sports are made possible by advertisers like these. If you would like to promote your business while also making an impact in the community, email Carl at shnsports.com for more information about advertising opportunities. Well, Cole Petter takes it 76 yards on the completed pass. I said coming into that they need to mix it up a little bit since they ran it so much, throw the pass. And, hey, first completed pass goes for 76 yards and a touchdown, and the Eagles retake the lead. Yeah. I am not applying for a job. I'm going to go out on top on that.
Well, and that kind of pass is really actually an extension of the running game, just that quick swing pass out there. But I'm telling you, Brandon Bradford on that block.
Very short charge and a very short kick that takes a bounce at the 32, and then it was taken and will be marked at the forward progress at the 30.
So one of the Hendrickson guys waved his hand like a fair catch. That ball should have been dead right where it was, where possession was taken. It wasn't the guy that caught the ball, but a guy next to him waved his hand in the air. And that's a fair catch. If anybody on the field waves for the fair catch.
Well, Jaden Williams was the one who played it on the bounce, and the officials didn't quite saw what you saw with our great vantage point up here in the press box. Oldorf back out with the 1st and 10 from the 30. A quick screen out to Usia, and he catches it in the flat, and he's shoved out of bounds right back at the line of scrimmage. And that's Aaron Bizzell who made the tackle.
Aaron making up for that last play that he got burned deep on that pass. Made sure the receiver didn't go anywhere after that.
What do you think they're talking about? Hey, just keep going with the 76-yard plays?
Yeah.
Offense getting some instruction on the sidelines after the defense goes for no gain on the first play from scrimmage on this offensive series for the Hendrickson Hawks.
Big Connor Heffernan's flowing locks.
Oldorf will hand it off to Demps. Demps breaks through the trenches across the 40, and he is brought down from behind at midfield, and saving the touchdown is for the Eagles. For Georgetown is Hunter Springer, and that one was going to be taken to the house, but a block in the back will probably bring this one back.
I was waiting for that flag to come out, and it was the very back judge that threw it. See, I was right.
There you go. As I believe that will be foul from the spot. And let's see where that spot was exactly. I think they're marking it off from the end of the run at the moment, but might have to even go back a little further.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 1. Oh, still a first down.
They give them the first down, but they stay on their side of the field as the Hawks will have it at their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, I was thinking it's 15. The block in the back's a 10-yard penalty, so.
Big thanks to Cole Smith up here operating the computer. I was doing that for a little bit, and takes a lot off my plate when he's up here making sure that all of the things are working. And of course, down on the sidelines running the camera, David England, and it's a direct snap and a run play for Lucia, who tries to turn the corner at the 44. He lowers his shoulder and then is lit up on the play. And a big hit there from Springer.
Flag, holding.
So Hunter Springer does that, big shout that you said you weren't a big fan of, but that was a big hit, and then the hold will back him up. So that tackle, I don't believe it goes down as a stat, but it will be a good highlight reel hit as the ball backs up 10 yards from the line of scrimmage at the 43. It'll move back to the 33, and the yard to gain all the way at the Eagles' 47-yard line on the other side of the field.
Don't get me wrong, I don't mind when these kids celebrate a big hit, but big hit, big play, but just a routine play. Let's get up and play football. Big hit, celebrate.
Got a flex for the Graham.
Yeah.
1st and 20, ball at the 33-yard line. It'll be actually a direct snap to Williams. Williams looking for some space around the 37-yard line, cuts back to the right side, gets across the 45, down the right sideline. He's pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line exactly is where he'll be marked on the Eagles side of the field, and a big gain there as We haven't seen Jaden Williams get a direct snap yet. We have seen Xavier Lucio, who has been all over the field, honestly, for the Hawks, get a direct snap, but they're not afraid to mix it up back there in the backfield.
You can't tackle that kid by his shoulder pads. You got to wrap him up around the waist, around the legs, and put him on the ground. And twice defenders tried to tackle his shoulder pads. He's just going to shake that off.
It's Demps behind Oldorp. Man comes in motion. It's a handoff to Demps. He finds a hole on his left guard and gets across the 30 and is brought down at the 27-yard line of the Eagles.
Good blocking scheme there to open up that middle of the middle of that defensive line. The Hendrickson did a really good job on those blocks.
New set of downs here. The ball at the 28-yard line. It's another handoff to Demps. He's hitting the backfield and gets back to the line of scrimmage before he's finished off by about 6 other Eagles.
Yeah, I think it was Emmanuel Obina got to him first and wrapped him up and then got some help. That kid's a strong runner, because I've seen several times tonight where it's taken 3 or 4 guys to put him on the ground.
Josiah Demps has been getting the majority of the handoffs tonight. This time he was brought down by the Obina brothers, Daniel, as well as Emmanuel, as you'll see the nose guard and the middle linebacker, 2 brothers, the sophomore, the nose guard, and the senior, the linebacker, teaming up on a lot of tackles. 2nd and 12, under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Man in motion is Lucio. It'll be a screen out to the right side, caught by Williams, follows his blockers down the right hash mark, spins away from defenders at the 15 and gets down to the 12-yard line.
Well, back to the track meet. First couple of series in this half looked a little bit different than the first half, but now both teams have started rolling again on the offense.
24-20, Eagles with a 4-point lead, but it's been a seesaw battle. Every time somebody's taken the lead, the next scorer shifts the lead back over to the other team, and the Hawks are looking to continue that trend. Inside the red zone now. From the 13. Oldorp will move out to the right. Lucia will throw it to Oldorp. It'll be a double pass. Oldorp throws it back to Lucia, and that one was sniffed out, and bringing down on the tackle for the Eagles is Nick Grasso, but a solid play, a gain of about 12, gets them inside the 5 to the 1-yard line.
Nick kept that from being a touchdown.
That's all you can ask sometimes on such a trick play like that. Oldorp will hand it off to Demps, and Demps is brought down from behind by Springer, keeping him out of the end zone. No gain on the play. 2nd and goal from the 1 coming up.
Big boy Obina got low, and low man wins every time on that. Shoved the center back and kept that play from developing like Hendrickson was hoping.
A long wait here for the play to come in. 15 seconds on the play clock before Oldorp relays it to his offensive line. He has Demps to his right, 2 receivers on both sides. Oldorp will drop back for a pass, throws to his right into the end zone. Touchdown, Williams, a 1-yard completion. Puts the Hawks back up ahead, and it has been an entertaining offensive battle here. Both teams just trading the lead every time they score, and now the Hawks take a 3-point advantage before the point after.
This could turn out to be one of those, the last team with the ball wins the game.
6:10 left to play in the third quarter, and Kalen Jones will kick the point after attempt. He will get it through the uprights and good. So 6:10 left to play in the third quarter, and we would like to thank our friends at Community Spotlight as the program that features young people in positive ways. We'd like to let you know that Community Spotlight is sponsored and supported by the following people and businesses. The leadership sponsors are Sierra Microwave Technology, LLC. Sierra Microwave Technology, based in Georgetown, Texas, designs and manufactures microwave components for space, military, scientific, and commercial customers. Troy and Mary are big supporters of the Community Spotlight and our Georgetown youth. Troy and Mary Rodriguez. Troy and Mary are big supporters of the Community Spotlight. And City of Georgetown Utilities, dedicated services from the City of Georgetown community-owned utilities, working for you and our community of Georgetown. Community-owned utilities is involved and financially supports the youth of our schools. First Texas Bank. First Texas Bank has roots. Go by and ask for Barry Hagg. He looks forward to being of service to you. The Locker, one of our halftime interviews with Mrs. Crosby. Kids helping kids. Regner Realty, Mr. Dale Hoffman, a local realtor serving your community. The ensuing kickoff here as Nate Denny decides to let this one bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and that's been the trend with the wind at the back. It's pretty strong here, and the Eagles scored on a 76-yard touchdown run to Petter, and you have some scores from around the area for us, Kelly.
I do. The Weiss Wolves are leading the Leander Lions 28-14 at the half. Cedar Park is absolutely demoralizing Anderson 68-0 with 6:53 left in the third quarter. And Pflugerville beat Manor yesterday 32-31.
First and 10 for the Eagles from their own 25-yard line, and Herman will change the play after he has a false hard count with a clap. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. And a quick pass out to the right side. It was underthrown, and Petter, who just had the big touchdown earlier, drops that one just short, and it's incomplete. Second down coming up. Clock stops at 6:06 left to play in the third quarter.
Well, with this scoring going back and forth like this, Georgetown's going to have to answer if that defense can't tighten up.
Edie motions over to the left, and it'll be a screen play set up and caught by Bradford. Bradford gets hit as he crosses the 25, and only a gain of about only 1 yard on the play. 3rd and 9 here for the Eagles as the clock moves with 5:50 left in the third.
That didn't develop as fast as Darson wanted it to develop, and he was under a lot of pressure. The danger with that play is if it goes too long, your lineman can only be 3 yards or less down the field.
Dropping back for a pass on 3rd and 9 as Herman throws it across the middle. It's completed to Bradford for a borrow from Morrow first down at the 42-yard line.
Darson had a couple of options on that. Had a guy out to his left wide, but hit a good reception right in the middle of the field.
New set of downs for Herman. He's in the pistol with Edie behind him. Trips to the right. Fithian in the slot right, along with Petter. And on the left side, it's Cade Lachlan. A handoff here, and it's Edie getting across the 45 and stopped at the 47-yard line.
Nice to see Ryan running the ball. Fresh legs in there. And that's the good thing. We've got 3 really quality backs that can run the ball, so you can keep them fresh.
Second and 4, and a new play coming from the sidelines for Herman. Trips right, single receiver to the left. And it's a keeper for Herman. He's going to pass out of the zone read. It's caught by Fithian. He gets across midfield and gets the borrow from Morrow first down.
Darson wanted to run that, and at the last second threw it out there. I think it was designed for him to keep that, but Fithian did a good job of being open and available for him out there. So I guess kind of a spread out option look. Run pass RPO, run pass option.
4:17 left here in the third quarter, and it'll be a handoff here to Edie. He breaks free at the 40, gets across the 35, and he is brought down at the 33-yard line for another borrow for Morrow first down.
I like this nice sustained drive, give the defense a little time to rest, because that was a long drive Hendrickson had on their previous touchdown drive.
Petter is in the slot left next to Fithian. Wide out left is Lachlan. Pistol formation for Herman with Edie behind him. It's a handoff to Edie on 1st and 10 from the 33. He gets past the trenches to the 25, and he is down at the 23-yard line, close to the first down. And
got it.
They will give him the borrow for Morrow first down as the chain gang is motioned forward, and the Eagles not only staying ahead of schedule, keeping the schedule on their own time.
Now Nate Denny's back there with his rested legs.
Denny is the tailback in the pistol, and a little bit of a misconfusion on the snap. It came really early, and Herman will just go ahead and throw it away.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was expecting that snap to come when it came. Good thing he caught the ball, but just got rid of it, lived to fight another down.
Eagles looking to retake the lead after the Hendrickson touchdown. 3:31 left to play, and the clock stopped after that incomplete pass. Trips left single receiver to the right. Herman has Nate Denny behind him. 2nd and 10 from the 24. Hand off to Denny on the zone read. He cuts behind his right tackle and fights forward to the 20-yard line. Picks up 3 yards. Makes something out of nothing.
I got to see who that was as the pile gets up. Trey Flores at the end there, whenever Denny was wrapped up, Trey wrapped him up too and just started falling forward, gained another yard or so because Trey is a large person.
That's a veteran move right there. Under 3 minutes to play in the third. 3rd and 6. Herman will keep it after faking the handoff to Denny. He gets across the 10 into the 5. End zone touchdown, Eagles. Georgetown retakes the lead.
Nice.
Whoever scores last will win the game.
Nice sustained drive. Gave the defense some time to rest and just who was it? Kansas City's coach 100 years ago. Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
That's what you got to do sometimes here as Carson Salcedo will line up the kick. He sends it through the uprights and good as Carson Salcedo celebrates with Cord Sparkman. And the Eagles retake the lead, 31-27. We talked about that 3-point difference potentially being big. The Eagles take a 4-point lead now, so the Hawks, if they want to continue this trend, will go ahead and have to score a touchdown. And here's a replay here as Herman takes it into the end zone. A nice slow motion as he crosses the goal line.
Nice. That's a big boy running that football right there. 6'3", 220.
And Denny's been so hard to stop that he pretty much has to be respected when he gets the ball in his gut.
Yeah, there's so many different weapons. And we've seen the same thing with Hendrickson. When you've got multiple weapons and you've got all this motion and misdirection, defenses sometimes are just kind of on their heels.
Reed and Williams are back deep to receive this kick from Salcedo, who will be kicking it into the wind. 2:46 left. He takes it straight on. And it's taken by Williams, gets across the 30, takes it to the middle of the field, across the 35. He is brought down at the 39-yard line. That's where the Hendrickson Hawks will take this drive, starting with 2:39 left to play in the third.
Well, let's see if the defense can bow their necks a little bit and get a stop here. Big brother in there in the middle, the two brothers on defense. Man, that number 66 and 74 for Hendrickson, just big kids.
1st and 10 for the Hawks from the 39-yard line. A handoff to Demps, and Demps gets wrapped up around his knees and still hops his way to the 42-yard line and gains 3 yards on the play.
Of a strong runner, and then number 74, Deontay Bowie, was pushing him too. So that's a lot of person moving the football.
2nd and 7, ball at the 42. Oldorp in the shotgun. Play action, pass to the right. It's completed to Williams. Williams is then pushed out of bounds by Grasso as he wrapped him up just shy of the first down. Actually, I think they will move the chains. This is really close, and I think it would be 3rd down, and they do move the chains for the first down for the Hawks. With 2:01 left to play, the clock stops to get the chain gang set.
It's those quick passes out on the edge that really open up that the possibility of that deep pass, because you got to start sucking those corners up, sucking the safeties up, and if they buy a fake, your man's gone.
Williams goes in motion. He gets the handoff in the end around, follows Demps on the block. It's across the 45, stiff arms Grasso at the 40, and then gets pushed out of bounds just shy of the 30 at the 32-yard line. And Williams, who has been a big player for the Hawks, has added on with an end around run right there.
That's a talented kid, fast. and sees the field real well as well.
1:45 left to play as the clock ticks here following the first down. 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 32-yard line after the big gain from Williams. It'll be Lucio who goes in motion. He gets the handoff, follows his left guard, and then he is brought down from behind. A nice tackle made by the Eagles, Dre Langhorne.
We need a turnover.
Turnover would be effective and potentially end this rut where the team that scores retakes the lead, as that's literally been the case this entire game.
Yeah, it's just back and forth, back and forth.
But it's the kind of football you love. Let me tell you, last night the Eagles-Giants was miserable. That was not a fun game. The NFC East isn't a fun league at the time.
Oh.
And a drop back for Oldorp on 2nd and 9. He completes the pass for a first down inside the 20. So in the red zone are the Hawks, and pass was completed to Lucio.
Man, I'm not.
Just because you ask for a turnover doesn't mean that you're going to get it.
No, just stuff going on, just frustrating.
Pass out to the right side, caught by Williams. Williams is brought down by Springer inside the 10. Grasso there to combine on the tackle, and I think that's just shy of another first down as the Hawks are marching down the field. I think they want to try and score before the end of the third quarter with 25 seconds left to play. It'll be a handoff to Demps. He sees a pile of people and he tries to bounce outside. Not going to happen.
No, but he got enough for the first.
He did fight his way forward for the first down, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line.
We're going to go to the 4th.
That will be the final play of the third quarter. We head into the Extraco Banks 4th quarter. We'll be back with more Georgetown Eagle football as they lead the Hendrickson Hawks 31-27 on SHN Sports.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Start of the 4th quarter. It is the Extraco Banks 4th quarter, as you can see from the top of the scoreboard that we are about to update here on SHN Sports as I do that live time. Don't mean to take it away from you, Cole. I just can't spell out over the over the air while I type it up. But 12 minutes left to play, and whoever has scored has taken the lead here in this game between Hendrickson and Georgetown. Hendrickson looking to continue that trend here as a 2nd and goal from the 6 is a handoff to Demps, and I think he got half a yard to the 5. No, I think they're going to say no gain in 3rd and goal coming up.
No one has scored while they held the lead. Because when Georgetown put the first 3 points on the board, it was tied. And ever since then, each score has come from the alternate team, so no one has scored while they've had the lead.
Had a little trouble with one of our camera angles. We'll get to that next break, but we do still have Terry McConnell out there on the broadcast deck giving you your angle here as it's 3rd and goal. And A quick pass out to the right side from
Walk
Oldorp,
in.
and taking it in the end zone is Lucio for the 3rd and goal from the 6th touchdown. And the Georgetown Eagles fall behind again. The Hawks here will have a point after attempt to try and make it a 3-point game. 11-11 here in the 4th quarter, the Extraco Banks 4th quarter. I say make a wish, and the wish is for the Eagles to be the last team to score.
Yeah. Can we go on an 11-minute and 11-second drive?
That would be a very long drive, as Jones will send through the point after attempt. It is no good. The second missed point after attempt of the ball game for Jones. Woo! And the Eagles only trail by 2. So safety would tie this up, but the Eagles offense is about to come back out on the field, and they would rather go ahead and score the touchdown to retake the lead. Go ahead and finish up some of our community spotlight sponsors. Of course, a big thanks to Pit Barbecue. Picky people pick the Pit for their barbecue. David Collision Repair. Larry David and his staff have been in business since 1978. Larry says, we don't just remove dents, we remove doubts. David Collision is Georgetown's preferred collision repair, and I don't think that's Larry David, one of the inventors of Seinfeld, but if it is, I'll have to check it out.
It's not.
And of course, Rhonda and Bill Farney. Last but not least, we want to give a big thank you to Dale Hoffman, Troy Rodriguez, Dr. Bill Farney, Dr. Ted Coy, Jim Briggs, Stan Malden, Curtis Hoffman, and many other volunteers that make Community Spotlight possible here during the season. And the Georgetown Eagles looking to answer back. That's been the story this entire evening. If you're just joining us on the broadcast, 33-31, 11-11 left to play in the Extraco Banks 4th quarter. I'm Carl Schoening, along with Kelly Duvall, Cole Smith up here in the booth with us, Tara McConnell out on the film deck, and David England down on the sidelines, operating one of our many camera angles that we have right now. The kickoff from Jones will be taken by Bradford. Bradford gets across the 30. Flag come in on the play as he crosses the 40. Stutter steps at the 50 and is down inside the 45, but I get the feeling this is a blindside block that'll bring this one back inside the 20 most likely.
Yeah, it's either blindside or I think it's probably a block in the back. Yeah,
it will be a block in the back. That blindside block is an interesting newer rule, and but this one's an old school rule, block in the back, and man, that takes away a great return from Bradford.
Boy, if you can't see their face, don't block them.
See where they officially marked this, and that's much better than I thought it would be. The area of the flags thought it would be inside the 20, but the ball placed. Eagles starting at their own 28-yard line. Jumbo set here for Darson Herman in the shotgun. Oldorp, the opposing quarterback, a former Georgetown Eagle who's on the team last year. Herman will hand it off to Nate Denny. Denny gets across the 30 and hops to the 32-yard line before being brought down on the play. The tackle made by Nathaniel Johnson. Eagles want to tempo them here. 2nd and 6. Ball at the 32-yard line. Another jumbo set here for Herman. Herman will hand it off again to Denny. Denny bouncing around the trenches. Gets the borrow from Morrow first down at the 38-yard line, and that moves the chains. Eagles staying ahead of schedule.
Dance with who brung you. You got the wind at your back, and you might be tempted to throw the ball down the field, but this is working. I like it.
Eagles will slow it down a little bit. You talked about that 11-minute drive that won't really happen, but they will burn some clock here. 20 seconds on the play clock before some substitutions make their way in, and it looks like the Eagles might go with a little bit more of a traditional huddle. You don't see that too often in the 2020, and everybody breaks.
They did that at the start of the game.
It's Nate Denny in the shotgun. Bradford goes in motion. Denny will take the direct snap. He's looking for a block, and he fights forward for a line of scrimmage dive. No gain on the play.
Huh. Interesting spot. First down.
They will give him the first down. That was really close. If you look at the line judge, they might not have given it to him, but Eagles take the first down, and 9:46 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. The Eagles have the ball at the 38-yard line.
Coach Killian from Hendrickson did not like that spot.
Herman hands it to Denny. Denny follows his right side of the line across the 40 to the 43-yard line.
Well, neither one of these backs, Denny or Edie, they rarely get stopped for a loss. They may just have a minuscule gain, but they rarely get tackled in the backfield.
Change of play here as the whistles are blown. Let's see what this is about. Hendrickson will take their first time out of the half. We'll keep it right here as the Hawks lead the Eagles 33-31, and we'd like to take this moment to thank some of our sponsors. I have it somewhere. Here it is. I have a lot of papers up here. Extraco Banks, our fourth quarter sponsor. Let's build some dreams. Grand Endeavor Homes, luxury custom homes in the Austin and San Antonio areas. Don Hewitt family of dealerships, Texas True. Our bank, you are more than a customer. You are part of our family. Thank you for banking on us. Oak Ridge Disciple House. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through Oak Ridge. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Borrow from Morrow, our family, your future, our focus. Visit borrowfrommorrow.com. Schlotsky's serving Georgetown since 1997. We haul buns. And, of course, Ideal Signs, custom signage for your business needs. We just had a Borrow from Morrow first down a couple plays ago. You mentioned that odd spot that would have brought up fourth down had it been short, but a little left foot, right foot situation gives the Eagles this series of downs. It's 2nd and 6, ball at the 42-yard line. 9:05 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. Trips right, single receiver to the left. It's Denny in the backfield. Out of the pistol, it's Darson Herman. Herman hands to Denny. Denny following the left side of the line. Gets to the 45. Tackle made by Carcamo, who I assume is playing both sides. First time we've called his name for a tackle this evening.
Yeah, so this is an interesting call here at this spot in the field. I mean, with the success that Hendrickson's had on offense here in the second half especially.
4 down territory, you're thinking?
Yeah, but I think you kick it away with his wind at your back.
Bradford goes in motion right to left. It'll be a handoff, and Denny says you don't have to worry about fourth down as he gets across midfield into Hendrickson territory. Picks up the Borrow from Morrow first down. Move those chains.
What was I thinking? I don't even know why I talk sometimes. As probably some of the people listening are wondering the same exact thing. Why does he talk?
We just talked up here to talk and maybe help you guys understand what's going on, but a lot of y'all are probably just tuned in for the video. I'm Carl Schoening along with Kelly Duvall if you care. 1st and 10, Eagles in Hendrickson territory at the 47-yard line. McCown goes in motion as the fullback, and it's a handoff to Denny. Denny busts outside to the 45 and gets to the 40 for a pickup of 7 yards on first down.
Nice stiff arm there. You know, whenever I was talking to Nate in the whenever I interviewed him, he was just talking about the difference in football, high school football from Oregon and here, and I'll get to more of that in just a minute.
2nd and 3. The Eagles looked like they were going to tempo the Hawks. They're going to change the play up. It'll be a quick pass out to the left side, caught by Bradford. Bradford stutter steps across the 40, gets to the 35, and he's drug out of bounds. The tackle made by Brennan Dees, and the Borrow from Morrow first down for the Eagles at the 31-yard line, where officially he is marked out of bounds.
Kind of thought he got maybe a little late, but
yeah, it looked like it could have been something or another.
Kind of hard to tell from this side, though.
1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 32-yard line. McCown goes in motion. It's a handoff to Edie. Edie follows his blocks on the left side and gets across the 30. Stopped at the 29-yard line. The tackle made by Joshua Alvarado.
He runs so low to the ground, just leaning forward, and Nate runs the same way. And it's hard to stop him for a loss when he's constant. When he gets the football in his hands, he's leaning forward.
2-point game. The Eagles could use a score. It's a handoff to
there you go.
Edie. Edie breaks through the traffic and gets across the 20 to the 10, inside the 5, touchdown Eagles.
Nice.
Eagles retake the score with 7:11 left to play in the fourth quarter.
And that's what I was talking about. He was low, a couple of guys got hands on him, but it's that constant momentum going forward that helps him break tackles because he's not a huge kid, but he's strong, and he runs the ball low to the ground and runs it well. A 2-point conversion here.
Does look like the Eagles want to go for 2. Why not here? As it's a 4-point game and they want to try and take advantage of the missed point after attempts. That would put them in a position here as Herman will throw to the right side and deflected and then not able to hold on to it was Bradford. Give credit on the deflection to Maurice Price, and the junior breaks up the 2-point conversion. But either way, the Eagles up by 4, 7:11 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. Another look at Ryan Edie getting in the end zone for the Georgetown touchdown. And, you know,
what a nice run.
Yeah, a nice run and a nice series. The Georgetown Eagle Booster Club drive recap. The Eagles started out at the 28-yard line in their own territory and march it down the field as the student section loving it here this evening.
It's a fun football game. Oh, back
it
to what
has
I
been
was.
A fun football game. Good. The difference between Oregon.
Yeah, back to what I was saying about what Nate said. He said the size of the teams is bigger. The teams are bigger here in number, but he also mentioned that the kids are bigger, and it's, you know, there's a greater pool to pick from than in Bend, Oregon. But he still running the ball effectively.
Never been to Bend, Oregon, but I imagine their
beautiful.
barbecue is not as good.
It's beautiful, though. I've been there a couple times.
Oregon's a beautiful state. Carson Salcedo will kick this one off, and he has the wind to his back, but it's still a short one. That'll take a bounce at the 30, and spinning away from the tackle at first was Williams, and then he hops back up. Excuse me, that's Lucio, who was the one who returned it across the 30, and 7:07 left to play. And, man, we talked about it up here, Kelly. Need a stop or turnover would be huge right now, but if we're talking about the last team to score, this is roughly good position for Georgetown to lead with 7:07 left to play.
We need it's time for a defensive stop, turnover, or get them out on downs. But
did you happen to see what that flag was?
What was it?
I guess it moved, whatever it was, moved the ball forward to the 36-yard line.
Illegal procedure, maybe?
It was against the Eagles, and
yeah, Dave shaking his head, yes, illegal procedure. I didn't hear the crowd mic whenever he made the announcement. So, if 5-yard penalty, that's about all I could figure it would be.
Oldorp will send Lucio in motion, takes a low snap, hands it to Lucio, who follows Dimps, and is able to fight through the traffic to get to the 39-yard line.
They had that shut down, just couldn't bring him down back behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. They read it well. Just didn't quite execute the tackle well enough.
Still a pickup of 3 and a 2nd and 7 coming up here for Oldorp and the Hawks. 6:40 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. Dropping back is Oldorp. Has some time, throws across the middle, hits Lucia, who catches it and gets a defender in a spin forward to the 45-yard line in Eagle territory. Flag on the play, and I saw you give me a little motion for a hold. That will negate it as you see the motion taking this first down away, and Eagles will take that hold as we're talking about trying to get a stop with the lead and then try and score.
I think it was the right guard, number 55.
The ball moved to the 40, I believe. They'll call it the 39, actually, and be 2nd and 12. Yard to gain is the 46. Hawks still in their own territory. Oldorp will throw a quick pass out to the right side, caught by Williams, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock at 6:18 after getting back the penalty yards and a little bit more to make this a 3rd and 4.
The corners are so worried about him taking off down the field that at the snap of the ball, if they're playing over him, they turn their hips. So that leaves that short pass wide open.
It'll be Oldorp on a big third down. Scans to his right. He's
There
under
you
pressure.
go.
He's sacked.
I saw that blitz coming. Dre Langhorn on that left side of that Georgetown defense. I saw him sneak up there, and the right tackle grabbed him, but he was able to shed that and make the tackle.
I think Oldorp is down after the play, so we're going to go ahead and take a break here on SHN to let them tend to him here.
It's not Oldorp.
No, it isn't. Well,
No.
an injured player down on the field will go ahead and take us to our commercial break. We'll be back in a moment on SHN. So it was Jordan Oldorp coming off of the field under his own power. That's good to see as he heads to the sideline following the sack. And the Eagles have an opportunity to build on their lead, something that has been a rare occurrence this evening. Of course, following the punt. There was a muff punt earlier in the game, and I don't want to jinx it and have a second one come up.
Stop! Stop!
The broadcaster jinx doesn't work if you're aware of it and then you mention it, right? I don't know how it'll work, but either way, it looks like they're going to go for it on fourth down.
I bet he backs up.
Yeah, they will back up. Nobody back deep to receive for the Eagles. And he takes a bouncer and kicks it away. The punter is Brennan Dees, and that takes a roll for the Hawks across the 35 to the 33-yard line, and that is where the Georgetown Eagles will start this drive with 5:53 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter.
We needed that stop. That was huge. Huge. Now, here's what's going to happen next. We're going to run the football.
That has been very successful this evening for the Georgetown Eagles.
And the guy running the football is going to be wearing a number 30 or a number 23.
We'll see, as Devin Ross also happens to have some good carries. Hasn't seen too much of him this evening. There have been a few jumbo sets that he's been a part of, not too many handoffs. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the 32-yard line. It is Nate Denny as the tailback in the pistol. It's Herman. He moves McCown in motion, and a handoff. Nope, keeping it, and a pass here for Herman out to Bradford at the 30, across the 35 to the 40, and he stops at the 39-yard line.
I wonder if they're going to get him for that. There was a swing to the head. It wasn't intentional. Holding.
Oh, a hold, okay.
I thought it might be a blow to the head, but it wasn't.
That will back up the Eagles, and we'll replay first down. So it's only a loss of 1 and a replay of first down. 1st and 11 from the 31-yard line. Herman gets his instructions from the sidelines in the pistol. He has Nate Denny behind him. McCown moves in motion to the left, and it's a handoff to Denny, who takes it to the right side and gets across the 35, churns his legs to the 37-yard line, and he's brought down by a few Hawks led by Kyler Mahoney.
Run, clock, run.
That does seem to be the name of the game. At 5:10 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. This is a 2nd and 4 coming up for Georgetown.
Well, and if the Eagles can get a first down, Hendrickson's going to have to start thinking about some timeouts.
Hendrickson has 2 timeouts left. The Eagles have all 3 timeouts left. McCown goes in motion right to left. The handoff to Denny. He goes up the gut. He pushes through the initial contact, and just short of the first down, and give a lot of credit there to Jordan Smith, who made first contact and held his ground after getting a tough lower of the shoulder from Denny. 3rd and 1. Eagles need a first down big time. Denny, the tailback here for Herman in the shotgun. Bradford goes in motion right to left, and it's a handoff to Denny. Denny is tripped up from behind, and he is close to the first down. Let's see. It's a right foot, left foot situation.
He didn't get it.
The Eagles are begging for the first down. And
going to measure.
Oh, man, probably the most inaccurate thing in sports. We're going to bring out the chains.
Yeah. No, it's going to be short.
Based off of where they placed the football, not actually where he was down. So, and on top of that, here comes just kind of, I always think that this is just the most ridiculous thing, but here we go.
This is inexact science at best. And
oh, wow.
So close.
That is the nose of the football there.
Armadillo hair.
I'm going to go ahead and say that the Eagles should probably just go ahead and let Herman go under center and push his center forward for the inch that they need. It is literally 4th and give it 2 or 3 inches, and I think that they will mark this at the 41 and 2 feet 9 inch line.
Well, are they going to go for it or are they going to pooch punt it?
That has been the situation, and the Eagles I don't think I've ever seen them go under center, and they'll use their first time out of the half.
That's a smart timeout.
Yeah, 3:57 left to play in the Extraco Banks 4th quarter. And wow, y'all tuned into a good one, folks. I hope y'all been staying with us from the start of this game, because it has been a seesaw battle if I've ever seen one. Anybody who's taken the lead has lost to the lead. And the Eagles, for the first time this evening, have an opportunity to build on a lead for either team.
Yeah, I think there's only been one time where they exchanged punts on possessions in the game, and this is an enormous play. The rational side of me says punt this ball away, but I hope they go for it.
It's like literally 4th and an inch, if anything. And again, if you go under center, you know what's going to happen, but you just trust that your quarterback, who's a big guy, can take it. And
well, and
let's see what they do.
You got 2 running backs, and Denny's in there.
It will be a direct snap to Denny. Denny's going to run up the gut, and he gets the first down. The borrow from Morrow first down, a big one here. Woo! Keeps the chains moving for the Eagles with 3:59 left to play in the Extraco Banks 4th quarter. And I think a second timeout will be called here by the we have an injured player on the field. I beg your pardon. I was wondering why the Eagles would call a second timeout. We'll go ahead and take the break as well. Hopefully that young man is okay. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports. 3:53 left to play in the 4th quarter. The Eagles lead the Hawks 37-33. This broadcast on SHN Sports is brought to you in part by our bank. You belong here. We take the time to listen to you and your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will help you achieve those goals. These broadcasts on SHN Sports are made possible by advertisers like these. If you would like to promote your business while also making an impact in the community, email Carl at shnsports.com for more information about advertising opportunities.
Let me go over these scores.
Sure thing. We have Kelly Duvall here with us to give us a quick score update before the Eagles take over the new set of downs. In fact, Kelly, we'll get that in a minute here as the Eagles are eager to get back to things. 3:53 left to play. The clock starts back up after the injury timeout, and a new play coming from the sidelines. The Eagles are content burning clock here.
Yes, please.
30 seconds on the play clock. McCown, right to left as the fullback. And it's a handoff to Edey, and Edey gets to the 45-yard line for a pickup of 2 on first down.
Oh, my. I'm so nervous. Folks, I'm sorry, but it's a homer call. My kids went to this school.
You're wearing a Georgetown hat.
Yeah. These two football teams are going at it. This is a fun football game to call.
And the play clock down to 15 seconds. The Eagles not even remotely set yet before they break the huddle at 10 seconds on the play clock.
Running the clock.
Pistol formation. Edey is the tailback. Herman hands it to Edey, who goes behind his left guard and cuts his way to the 47-yard line. Another pickup of 2, and this will bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Eagles as they might have to go to the air with the wind at their back here on 3rd down.
Well, they can run this clock down under 2 minutes after this next play. The 22 seconds on the play clock, 2:28 left. So when they run this next play, then the clock will be under 2 minutes. This is an important defensive set for Hendrickson. They need this stop right here.
Bradford goes in motion. It's a handoff to Denny. Denny gets across midfield and rolls his way to the 45 for the Borrow for Morrow first down, and the Eagles get into Hendrickson territory with 2:04 left to play. The chains move, and man, just eat up that clock. The Hawks have 2 timeouts left. The Eagles have 2 timeouts left. I don't think the Eagles are interested in stopping the clock at all, but Hendrickson might have to play their cards really tight here. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
I'm kind of surprised Hendrickson didn't use a timeout right there, but I would guess as soon as the ball carrier's down on this next play, that timeout gets called.
Yeah, this is a just run the ball, run the clock situation for the Eagles. Herman in the pistol with Edey behind him. Edey gets the handoff, follows it up the gut, and gets to the 40 before he is stopped, and gain of 5 on first down, and then there's the timeout. No, I guess not. With the clock keep moving here, minute 20, you don't get to use them next game. A little surprised.
I'm very surprised.
Well, a minute 9 left to play, and
clock's running.
Eagles up by 4, and if they pick up a first down, the Hawks would need to use a timeout.
First down, it's over.
Yeah, I can't really imagine.
Well, Georgetown's going to let it run down, let the play clock run down to nothing, and call
they'll call their
timeout.
timeout. They use their second of the half, and now we get a chance to check out scores from around the area. Kelly, take it away.
Again, we said earlier, Pflugerville defeated Maynard last night, 32-31 in a really close ball game. Weiss is up 56-21 over Leander in the 4th quarter, and then Cedar Park, Anderson 0. Cedar Park 82.
Ooh. You sure that's not a typo?
No, it's not a typo.
No, that's
82-0. That's the final.
You got a feel for Sean Clinch, who's the voice of the Trojans and former Trojan himself. And man, that one.
Every Timberwolf in a football uniform played football tonight.
I imagine. Yeah.
Wow. They are a good football team.
2nd and 5. The Eagles at the 40-yard line with 50 seconds left to play. They lead by 4, and they're looking for a first down. The handoff to Edey. Edey goes behind his left guard and across the 45 to the 43, just short. Now the timeout from the Hawks with 44 seconds left. And, we're coaches up here in the booth. And,
of course.
This is something that Coach Chip Killian has done for a long time since Hendrickson opened. And this is a situation he's probably familiar with here. It is third down. They stop the clock. They have another timeout left. If they get the stop on third down, then they can use the second timeout, and then they would have, I don't know how much time left, but probably around 30-something seconds to try and make a play after the punt.
I got to visit, you mentioned Coach Killian, and we had the interview pregame, and we visited before and after the actual interview. And Coach Killian is such a nice man, a gentleman, very, very accommodating, a lot like Coach Griffin in accommodating this, because they understand this is for the kids. And it's fun to watch both these teams just slug it out like they have tonight. And this is, I love this. Love it.
3rd and 3 for the Eagles from the Hendrickson 38-yard line. The handoff to Denny. Denny goes behind his right guard and gets the borrow from Morrow first down, and that should do it. The Eagles, well, I said the last team to score wins, and the Eagles don't need to score again after the seesaw battle. They take it 37-33. I believe Hendrickson, another injury on the field. Hopefully he is okay. The young man down there, it's
Jake McCown.
Jake McCown, the fullback who's in there for a lot of blocking. And we'll go ahead and take a break here on SHN Sports. Hopefully he's okay. McCown able to get off the field under his own power. You hate to see injuries, and with 38 seconds left, hopefully he is okay. He probably won't be coming back in, as the Eagles will take victory formation. And the Hawks with one timeout left, the Eagles with one timeout left. I don't imagine either team will be using it here, as all the Eagles need to do is take a knee, and they improve to 4-1 as soon as 33 seconds come off of the clock. And they might need to take one more snap, as the play clock didn't seem to reset. It's at 10. And not quite sure what the deal is, but that should be the final play of the football game. And man, what an exciting match we had tonight. That was your cue, Kelly. What an exciting match we had tonight.
I'm busy telling the coaches congratulations as they leave. What a great football game. And we said at the beginning of the broadcast, and we talked about it in the pregame show, these are two of the top teams. Of course, there's Cedar Park, but these are two of the top teams in the district. And tonight just showed that. The two quality offenses out there. The defense is slugging it back and forth, and Georgetown just happened to get the stop that they needed on defense and turned it into a victory tonight.
It was prophetic of me to say that the team to score last wins. The Georgetown Eagles do just that in this seesaw battle. 37-33 your score, as Georgetown now enters the bye week with only one loss on their record, 4-1 overall. Hendrickson falls to 2-2 on the season. And, you know, I think our player of the game is going to be Nate Denny, who has just been a spectacular pickup for the Eagles after transferring and coming in last week against Manor. He has another stellar game tonight.
He has. Nate really runs the ball well. You can see why he's had interest from a lot of colleges. He's the Yale commit, but he's had offers from Idaho, Air Force, Navy, Penn, Fordham. And if you notice, I think all the Ivy League schools are in those groups that have offered him. So he's a smart kid, very nice kid, and just great game tonight. I can hardly wait to see what his stats are for tonight.
Yeah, the Georgetown Eagles take home the victory. I've been Carl Schoening, along with Kelly Duvall, Cole Smith up here with us, Tara McCown, who was running the Terry McConnell, who was running the camera, back up here with us now. And
we're going to listen to the school song?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and play the school song. And any final thoughts that you can squeeze in before it happens?
Yeah, this is a gutsy win by this Georgetown team, and a second win in a row, something to build on going into the bye week. Get some rest, and then get ready for the remainder of the district schedule.
Here's the school song. Good night, everybody. Eagles win it 37-33.